intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown my sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. So I'm addicted to you. Visions of you. Come closer, 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 closer. Come closer, 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 closer. Visions of you. Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter hoping I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown my sorrow, but I love that bitter taste. Visions of you. Come closer. Nine and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. Visions of you. When forever finally ends, all the promises are broken. No more fights to pick up the pieces. I left you with the parts of me I don't wanna see you again. Don't wanna write any more of our story, 'cause I know how it ends. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. I sleep better at night. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. But I'll sleep better signals then. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. But I'll sleep better tonight.
Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. So I'm addicted to you. Visions of you. Come closer, 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 closer. Come closer, 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 closer. Visions of you. Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrow, but I love that bitter taste. Visions of you. Come closer. Nine and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter
visions of you. When forever finally ends, all the promises are broken. No more fights to pick up the pieces. I left you with the parts of me I don't wanna see you again. Don't wanna write any more of our story, 'cause I know how it ends. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. I sleep better at night. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. But I'll sleep better when love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. I sleep better at night. I just keep crying when I hear your name. Kissing her just sparked a flame. I took you for granted, and you did the same. I wish I never said those things. Taking your love is mine to keep, 'cause now you're my biggest regret, and it's not even a secret. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. I sleep better at night. When love isn't enough, you have to move on just to be numb. You know the rules there. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. But I'll sleep better tonight. No, it's not right. I sleep better at night. Isn't enough, you have to move on.
Is mine working? Yeah? Alright, well, you know. Well,
Oh, like. Okay, attempt 2. I think. Hello and welcome to. Now we got here, Boney. It's going so well, isn't it? This is really going well. Hello?
how about now? Yes, yes.
Hey!
Hey,
Yep.
well, there we go.
Ah, I love my computer. Switching everything to my default mic, which doesn't exist. Brilliant stuff. Hello, and we're just gonna pick up. We're just gonna pick
Yeah.
up and
I told
pretend
them what
none of that.
happened.
I don't know how much of that I would have even been able to hear, to be honest. You got muted like halfway through.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
Right, we're gonna pick up from the start and pretend that didn't happen. So, straight face, pretend it's all okay, smiles on. Hello and welcome to TSCC Winter 2025. This is definitely the first time we've done this intro. We have what I think, in my opinion, is one of the strongest, most competitive campaigns for a little while. Alt cars are gone, and we have, I believe, 21 teams ready to fight it out on these tracks.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, we do have multiple teams from the same country. For multiple countries, actually, you have Belgium with multiple teams, Netherlands with multiple teams, France once again coming in with France 5, as is tradition, it seems at this point. Last time, France 5 doing a phenomenal job. And England, I believe the only other one. Yeah, England as well, coming in with multiple teams. So we do have a couple of countries fielding several teams, but we also have teams like these where right now we have Netherlands 2 versus Latvia, and there is a import player on the Latvian side, Mikkels Golf, coming in to support Finnish not fielding a team of their own. I do suspect that they are trying to get things sorted around Finnish, maybe coming up in just a week, where usually it's testing on side vid. So
Right,
but in the meantime, we have our splits happening right between two. I mean, Latvia both strong from the
Right, I'm gonna cut off Bodhi here because he appears to have turned into a robot. Why is nothing working today?
Euro bias, yes.
Oh, this is...
Yeah. Okay. So you sound like world. No.
I think Discord might have just died is what's going on. This is the most disastrous stream in a little while. Wouldn't be TSCC without a broken... Yeah, Discord region robot voice. Yeah, that is exactly what is going on. That issue tends to resolve itself quite quick, so hopefully it'll be back in a moment. And we can start actually following this. Right. Anyway, we're gonna work with what we've got here. So far, it's been a pretty dominant start for the Netherlands. Trying to keep track of what's going on in this track is pretty challenging because everyone gets very spread out very quickly. Mikkels Golf and I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ulim? Go with Ulim. Having a better round this time around. Almost there. Oh, is that a bony I hear? It's not a robot. That's promising. No. Right, okay, I think...
Yeah, you're a robot for me as well, so I think Discord just decided, nope, I'm not in the mood. But hopefully it's okay now.
Yeah, okay, what we've done is we just got all the issues out of the way quickly.
There you go. Just at the start of it all, that's where we want it, that's when you want it, honestly.
Exactly.
The other time. Is that a pizza? I see a pizza on the field. What the?
I know. Some new names for me here. Not people I've seen a lot before. We have some experienced folk. We have people like Dennis who I think might have played in every single TSCC at this point.
We'd have to check. We got to get a scoreboard on for most played.
Yeah, highest attendance.
Yeah.
But for now, it is working out quite nicely for Dennis's team as they pick up their 3rd round win here.
That it is indeed.
So yeah, this
and Oz are very cool, and those Oz are very cool indeed.
You can probably take a fair guess that this is the Dutch map pick. So we do have the picks and bans available to show off this time. So first map is 15, which as you can see, Dutch map pick going well. What's going well until this round? Currently, it is Ulim with the lead. Pizza Vest support as well, so it's gonna fall onto... okay. The Pizza has overcooked. Yeah, Latvia had a shot there, but their 2 leading drivers crashed, so easy 1-2 coming out for Netherlands. Next up, we're gonna be moving on to map 20. This is the Latvian map pick. So, very different style of map there. I don't think you can get more different than 15 and, well, anything else.
Fair, 15 is pod racing, so not.
It is.
That you can the other maps are more unique. It just so happens to be very very different from everything else. But definitely something we've seen in the past. You can tell that with this campaign because of the alt cars not being in. We see some of these older styles, and when I say older styles, I mean like from older campaigns making a return. But it is still as messy as it always is. I mean, look at this fiesta of sorts. It's Alz and Dennis, the only two still alive and kicking. Everyone else crashing along the way. So definitely a easy pickup right here for Netherlands 2. We'll be finishing up just now. But yeah, 20, definitely a different situation. Now 15, not surprising for those who have maybe caught the Province Cup, where we have several Dutch provinces racing against one another. This was, yeah, one of those maps that was part of the map pool and often picked as well. So it does seem like that is in the wheelhouse of the Dutch crew here. But yeah, 20. Definitely very different. Very curious to see how Latvia will handle this one. Maybe the pizza will still feel things. I expect Lim to pretty much be in for most, if not all, of these maps. But even then, it's definitely one of the maps I enjoy a lot. I think that quarter pipe jump that we saw just now is a interesting one to try and gain time by jumping as low as possible. And I suspect that will be the place where we'll be losing most of our players throughout these rounds.
Yep. I could also see the end having quite a large effect. You know, if people jump a little high there, it's you don't have. It's kind of a blind setup going into quarter pipe at the end of this track, so I would anticipate seeing some mistakes there. This quarter pipe you were talking about. Anyone failing it in warm up? Well. I don't think Dennis even made it. I think he just knew it was going to happen.
He saw the writing on the walls right there. But yeah, that ending, I mean, even if you do make the jump, it may be that someone else does risk it and could snipe you right there at the end. It's quite simple if you do take it easy for someone else to shave off a couple tenths of a second on that jump if they do risk it. So it's very much a risk versus reward. Having that air control of your car is essential to driving fast laps on this one. I haven't quite looked at what the times are for the Latvian team and the Dutch team here, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit more in favor of Latvia. I'm just going to take a quick peek. Let's see. Yeah, we have some 47, 48s on the side of Latvia, and Netherlands 2 on this one. Let's see. Similar times, actually. In fact, high 47s. On the side of the Netherlands, so it may not be as easy from a, you know, this being your pick point of view. I think this is still going to be quite challenging for Latvia. Hey, what up, Key? Yo.
I mean, we saw how good the Netherlands looked on their map pick. Of course, this is very different, but I think they've got a reasonably strong team. This Netherlands 2 side. Yeah,
and I mean it's one of those things that throughout the TSCCs that we've had over, well, the past year, every single time, Netherlands is just able to field so many players in this event, which always makes it a bit of a tough cookie to bite through for all these teams. Only once, really, well, twice, I should say, have they really made it that far throughout the tournament. But despite the amount of teams in there, it usually strands around top 8, top 6, we've seen. So we'll see how it goes this season. But for now, we're off for our second match between Latvia and the Netherlands 2. And Netherlands 2 currently leading 1-0. And thus far, Dennis and Sema is doing a great job here, just outpacing the Latvian crew. And it's that quarter pipe jump that I was mentioning at the start of the match. At the start of the map, I should say. A true spanner in the works of the Latvian squad.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. If you know, the Netherlands can continue this kind of performance, we could be on quite a short match here as they come across in ace formation on the Latvian map pick. That is not what Latvia would be looking for, to put it gently.
No. So, tough one right here. I think thus far it's 2 rounds won by Latvia. I did kind of miss it during map number 1 due to our technical difficulties, but...
Yeah, I'm not even sure we got 2. I thought we just got 1, to be honest, but...
Maybe, yeah. Oh no! Mikkelskov.
Oh, Yulin is back at the start. Oh, yeah, it's all falling apart for Latvia here.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate to see. I don't quite know how crazy Cat made it across that quarter pipe at all, but yeah, not Dennis this time around, but it is Zemius, and it is. You're gonna have to help me on that one.
It's time.
Fine.
Like time. Yeah, I'd say like time, except with an N instead of an M.
Cool.
Yeah, oh, great jump right there from Samos, though. I mean, Tyne was in the lead right there, but even then, Samos making up quite some time. But 48.2, 48.7. I mean, the 0.2 does coincide with the PBs that we see on the Latvian side. Fastest one. Let me just double triple check. Is a 47.7, but the slowest player in the field right now, which I believe is Lim with a 48.5. So definitely a bit worrisome if you do see a player on the other side driving a 0.2 right there. But it is a team game, right? It's not all about one player making a difference. You got to do it together. And thus far, this looks a lot better for the Latvian squad. Oh no, but Lim with a low jump right there. Ekoskalf is in the mix to try and make something happen, but he's all by his lonesome self. KitKat didn't quite catch it, but also failing that quarter pipe jump does mean that Tyne, Dennis, and Samos right now are driving their way towards another round win. It will be 3-0. I mean, I don't really expect all of them to fail the jump right here. And Dennis, wow, what a low jump. Actually sniping Samos there.
Yeah.
But another ace.
Mikkelskov probably the strongest performance we've seen from a Latvian player on their own pick, and that unfortunately only netted in 4th. So, yeah, I think they're losing out both on just pace and consistency here to the Netherlands.
Yeah, definitely. It's, I mean, you know, usually that's one of the things. Is at this point in the Swiss and the way picks and bans work, you get 4 bans per team and 1 pick. So, you know, the 1 pick that you do get, you're kind of banking on it, you know, to give you an edge of sorts. Thus far, we're not really seeing that happen. It may also just be because of, well, this Netherlands 2 team has some great times on their hands. Overall, seeding-wise, they are at 6th. So the Latvian squad is definitely being outranked by them. But this is round 1, right? This is one of those things where we can come across some of these extremes. The 3-0s tend to occur a lot more at this stage compared to later on in the tournament. I think thus far for Latvia, it's maybe a matter of let's just get warmed up and get everybody in the in the fighting mood for today. 3 matches to play through. But thus far at this one, not really, going their way as much as they maybe would have liked. Maybe a little bit more resistance to the dominance right now that Netherlands 2 is showing.
Yeah, I felt for Mikkel Golf at the end of that previous round. He was kind of up there with the Dutch players and just end up with an absolutely awful quarter pipe jump. Lim going straight into the pillar there. That is not what he would have been looking for. So, Mikkel's Golf, though, putting up a fight. Frank Vesper, Dennis carrying a little bit more speed, though. We do have a scrap on our hands for first here, so... Although what's behind is looking like it's going to be a pretty done deal. We do have... There we go. We have Dennis trying to chase down Mikkel's. Is he going to get a better jump up this time? Yes, he does. A round win. 48-0.
Nice. Great time.
Good time, but unfortunately the rest of his team making mistakes, and that will be the wrap on Latvia's map pick. That is a 5-0.
Yeah, moving on. Map number 3. So first of our random maps, 25. So we're not taking it easy with a simple green track. No, we're going straight through to... well, the only Black Series map that we have in this match at the moment, and 25 definitely is a long one as well. A lot of different surfaces, a lot of tricky turns. Some of these jumps as well can be a bit challenging if you don't take these in the correct angle. And that ending as well, I've seen many times in other tournaments where, players tend to could have some issues taking care of their speed and the angle that they have to set up with the jump because of the black surface of those platforms at the end can be quite hard to see where you need to exit off of that first platform to get onto the second one. Once you're on the second one and you land there correctly, you should be fine. But it's getting on there is where the challenge comes into play. Sorry for the cast score, Slim.
It's warm up. They should cope. It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very varied track 25, and it's almost like an endurance track, to be honest. It's got all these different styles, and the track doesn't really let up at any point. I mean, some parts are harder, but there's no... I'd argue other than this bobsleigh, maybe. There's no real part where you just sit down and let the track drive the car for you. Who?
Exactly. But no, very, very true indeed. I mean, it's constantly having to judge and rejudge. A lot of places where you're kind of low gear foring as well, and just making sure you want to stay in it, and it's this ending, right? Owls and Dennis making their way through, and Owls actually messing up that final jump there. But that all comes down to that landing onto the second platform. If you're landing on that second platform is fine, you are A-okay, but it's the angle. And especially if you're a Cam 2 player, it's horrible because you just don't see where you need to drop down. But that is Cam 2 players in a nutshell. I feel like, we've heard that one a million times before. But I will keep saying it because I am one. Where's my hair gone? I don't know. Left it at the hairdresser, I guess. I don't know what they've done with it at this point. Probably a new wig for someone, somewhere out there. It'll grow back. Gotta wait for fall, right? That's when everything is grown. Right now, the seeds have been planted, and then fall, it's back bushy and lovely and cushy. And no, at some point, it feels like sleeping on a pillow while I'm on a pillow. At that point, it's too long. And we're off. 2-0, Netherlands 2.
Ooh,
and
immediate crash from Dennis.
First of the round one. Yeah, Dennis going a bit too early on that drift. Usually one of the things I do in drifting is, you want to drive as if you're crashing into the turn right there. And because of the way, when you drift, you slide, it does carry you around the bend usually. But you can overdo it and you can crash. But a quite divided playfield right now. I mean, Owls at the moment in 6th place, not having the best of times, but it's Lim and KitKat who are currently in 1st and 2nd, looking to pick up a round win. But it's a long track. Definitely still a lot of room where things may go wrong. But for the time being, we have time behind by a full second. Dennis behind by 3 seconds. Would be quite the odd situation for this to not go the way of Latvia.
Well, it's kind of like, as we were saying earlier, it's such a long track and it doesn't let up at any point. As far as I'm aware, the only person who hasn't crashed is, I believe, Lim. I think Crazy KitKat had a minor crash as well, but yeah, managing a just relatively safe time. It's not setting Wilderlight, but it doesn't need to.
No.
It's
But it's a PB. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Awesome PB. 132. Love it. There you go. Got that silver medal in the pocket.
In match. This is what we love to see.
Hey. What better way to play than to discover the map in tournaments? There's no other time, honestly, in that regard. So I fully endorse that. Good on ya. Good on ya. Solid start for the Dutch crew this time. Everybody pretty much in formation. Ooh, but bit of a late drift right there from Owls crashing into that turn. And that's definitely, one of many sections that think go wrong. Wow, time. Actually hitting the side on the grass right there. Again, seemingly going just a little bit too wide and causing some issues. And Dennis left by his lonesome self. Makes a golf. KitKat right in front of him. Still some room to maybe overtake if things go wrong. But we'll need time to stay close.
Yeah, Ewan makes a mistake on the entry of bobsleighs. This kind of leaves a 2v2 at the front. Dennis, hearing the bobsleigh insults I did earlier, very personally as he gains an absolute boatload of time up on Mikkel's golf there. So it is on Crazy Cat now, basically just trying to defend against Dennis and fine.
Nice wide line.
Doing it, yeah. Carries a lot of speed. Too much speed. clips, that outside apex. And that is
Yeah.
over a couple of scary jumps there from the Netherlands, but they do make it across. Pace is about a second faster than last round, so people warming up here on map 25. And that will be a point going the way of Netherlands.
Yeah, as you mentioned, some scary jumps at the end. I mean, Time barely keeping his car on the ground there. You could see, his left wheels were the only things touching as he dropped down on the second platform. If that went wrong, that very easily could have gone the way of Latvia with how close behind they were. Fortunately for Tyne, was able to keep it in, keep the wheels on the floor and make the jump happen. Ooh, Dennis and Owls, again, that chicane right there, that drift around is very natural for tech players, right? It's a very, very common block to see in any tech map, but now it's kind of sprinkled into this mixed hodgepodge of bobsleigh, of sausage, of grass, of dirt. We even got a looping in there. I mean, you would think in a game where you can build loopings, you would see more, but nope, no such case. But to then have that, the typical tech drift can cause quite some mayhem for well, in this case, the Dutch squad.
Well, you say that, but after Ulim has crashed on the entry to bobsleigh and decides to respawn, it might have been a little premature. I'm not sure. This is now actually looking like advantage Netherlands. It's going to come down to Tyne versus Mikkel's Golf here. Let's see if I can find a camera. There we go. I think Tyne just needs to get across the finish line, and that should be alright. So, unfortunate mistake there coming out for Lim on the entry to the bobsleigh. Cost them a good few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, 9 seconds from first to sixth, that is quite the spread right there. But round for Netherlands 2 there. It's just odd to think about as well, because of this being quite a long track. But at the same time, on both sides, we do see mistakes happen because of, well, the complexity that is in this track. I mean, it's not the hardest track by any stretch of the imagination, but it has some of these tricks, right? Some of these moments where if you do lose focus at some point, if you do misremember, for example, this transition from plastic into grass, things can very easily go wrong in your run, especially from a racing point of view, where you're in match and kind of having this pressure on you right now, Tyne, knowing he's in first place and most likely talking to his teammates Dennis and Als, like hoping they stay close. For the time being, they're doing just that. But Lim is right there, Kat is right there, Mikkels, everybody nicely in the mix. And unfortunately, Lim with a slight touch on the wall right there. Didn't quite catch it on stream, but this is looking quite troublesome for the Latvian squad, as the Dutch squad is just a couple turns away from getting round number 3 on their name. Well, round number 4, third point, I should say. Though, okay, wow. Golf down, Dennis and Owls across the finish line. It's that ending, I tell you, that ending. I mean, Tyne right there, ending in 5th place, despite him being in the lead for most of that. Just came down to that ending.
Yeah, it can definitely cost you. Yeah, this map, it's just like a war of attrition almost. It's just about trying to survive and not letting your pace drop off too much through it. And it's hard to put your finger on which team has been better about. We've seen quite a few mistakes from the Netherlands, but I get the feeling they might have slightly more pace on the rounds where they do keep it neat and tidy. That said, this does feel like Latvia's best opportunity, particularly with, I don't like singling out players, but Owls are very cool. Not enjoying that tech turn, it has to be said. I think that's 3 out of 4 crashes have happened on that drift.
Yeah, it's very, very much their kryptonite for within 25, because everything else seems to be going quite well, honestly, whenever they're going their way through. But it's really that tech drift, and I think, yeah, I mean, good explanation on AJ, and what you mentioned, right? That entry into it does lead to a no slide quite easily, and that's how you just end up crashing straight into the inside of that block. But what a messy messy half of this round. But at the end of it all, actually, Latvia coming out on top. Lim on first, Dennis on second, KitKat on third. I mean, that's a recipe for a round win, if you ask me. It's just a matter of keeping it together. Dennis, though, on the heels of Lim, needs to push to make its way through. Tries to go on the inside, outside, and it is Lim taking the finish. But in the meantime, we didn't quite catch it on stream. Kit Kat falling out, crashing because of those platforms. Again, the platforms coming in, Dine and Owls. Because of that, able to get into third and fourth. And despite that great attempt from Latvia to pick up a round win, it's going to go the way of the Netherlands. And they're just 1 point away from winning this match.
Yeah. It feels like this map has been a lot more competitive, but when you actually look at the overall scoreline, it still ended up 4-1. And yeah, this could well be the last round here. Crazy Kit Kat crashing on, honestly, the first opportunity there. Not what Latvia need here. That was very cool, making it past this drift that he struggled with so much. And we see...
on the plastic, but making it happen.
We see someone go flying off a CP, I believe that was Mikkel's golf. So that only leaves Lim at the front for Latvia. They're going to need some big mistakes from the Dutch side here, I think.
Yeah, Kit Kat is in the mix, but... also somewhat trailing. Owls and Dennis right behind. Oh no, crash from Crazy Cat into the bobsleigh. So Lim is left on their own. Owls and Dennis right behind it. Dine on first place. This may be first match done and dusted just like that. It's not, I'm not getting the idea that,
Lim
especially with that touch right there, that Latvia, they're definitely showing off their stuff. It's just been issues with consistency. Pace-wise, you can see that when the rounds go favorably, when the mistakes are minimal, that they're able to keep up. But crash from Tyne. Owls does recover into first place, but Dennis on second. Okay, crisis averted in that regard. But I do think Latvia still stands a chance to win some matches here. We'll see if it's going to be enough for Division 1, but start like this, unfortunately, is not going to put them in a position that is favorable to them. So 0-1 on match number 1. We still have plenty of matches to come up, so it's not over just yet. But for now, Netherlands 2 puts their first step towards getting into division number 1 of this TSCC. So, I mean, I'm happy being Dutch and seeing the Dutch win, obviously. But I also have very much enjoyed the performance from Latvia, and secretly we're hoping, just maybe a bit more oomph, but like I said, just the consistency wasn't quite on point for them as much as they would have liked, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just going to talk about, enjoying seeing Dutch teams do well, maybe we should have watched, England 1 versus Netherlands 3.
Why is that?
Yeah. That was a 3-0 to England 1. In fact, we have a whole host of results that have now come in. Romania forfeiting against Czech Republic, with England 2 beating Germany 3-0. Netherlands 1 beating Wales 3-0. In fact, a full 15-0. That is that's rough. Yeah.
When you see the emotes, you click.
Yeah, France 5 getting past Belgium 2 with little to no issues. England 1 beating Netherlands 3, also 15-0 with a perfect scoreline. Slovenia beating out Russia 3-0, and Turkey beating England 3-0. And finally, of course, Netherlands 2 versus Latvia. I'm not sure what matches we still have ongoing.
That is a very, very good question.
I think we have
check that for you.
10 matches simultaneously this season.
At the moment, we are waiting for France 1 versus Belgium 1. We have Denmark versus Singapore. We have Estonia versus Spain. Yeah, France 5, Belgium 2 hasn't been entered in yet. So, yeah, we have 3 matches still ongoing at the moment. Every other match for at least this first round has been concluded. So, we're making good time. We're making good time.
Yeah,
we have 2 more matches for today as well. So, we'll split things up tomorrow. Also 3 matches. So this Swiss will be going on for a little bit. We'll see how the tiebreakers go. I know that's been sometimes a bit of a controversial one, but even then, I'm always excited to see another TSCC, see another set of matches, seeing again who is fielding who in their squads, in their to represent their countries. Always a good time, honestly.
Oh yeah,
And I mean, it's
and
been
although
4 years at this point. Yeah, 4 years.
yeah, it's been going on a long time. Yeah, I mean the one of the only editions I played would have been 3 years ago. This edition, that's scary to think about. But
Yeah.
yeah, these early matches do tend to be kind of a lot of 3-0 because of the way seeding works. But it tends to be a case. By the time you get to probably about the second or maybe third match, you start getting some closer pairings happening. So
Yes.
don't let these 3-0s be an indication of what's to come all the way through the tournament. There's going to be some good matches.
I'm just trying to see if we can maybe break into one of these matches. I am curious about France 1, Belgium 1, I will say, but I'm not sure how far in they are. We'll see. We'll see. I will do some investigating. That is 2. All right, let's check it out. Hopefully, I don't crash it. You never know. You never know. It is an Adeo service, right? So, all right, join bug. Here we go. Is it still a
Yep.
bug? Is it? I guess it is.
I'm just so scarred from, when it was a problem any time you joined server that you were going to break around.
Same. All right, you're not gonna tell me chicken crashed because of us. Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Very much would be. But yeah, no, they are going. They are playing on 11 at the moment. France is leading on the map at least 4-2. But it's looking like Belgium is actually in position to pick up a round win. I'm sure we'll get that on stream in just a little bit. Mainly curious about what the score is. I'm just gonna, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
You're ahead of me. But some players on these. Oh wow, it's just 1-1. Oh well, and there's plenty of game to be played still. On the France side, we have Lufok, we have Chamal, and we have Chicken. And on the Belgium side, it is Snuppy, it is Shooter, it is Lucky Boy, and Nolan. So both teams definitely fielding some great players here.
Yep.
But thus far, just 1-1, and I suppose this is first of random maps. Let me just take a look to see which other maps they may have picked, because the one that I have picked right now is not the one that we're on. We have 11 as our first random. They have played 24 and 25 after this.
The long tracks
coming up, and then 06 is our final map.
Yep. That said, we're not going to be on this track very long. I think as the scoreline was 4-3 at the start of this round, and that is France picking up a round win here and securing their second point here. But yeah, that's the kind of match that would frustrate me as a player. Getting 2 of the longest tracks of a campaign and 2 pretty intense tracks at the start. It's tiring, honestly.
I mean, it's their choice as well, right? As you say, right at the start, that does mean they actively picking into it, but that also may be part of it, right? As you say, it is tiring. It is because of these maps being as extensive as they are. I mean, 24 already, quite a hard ice track for campaign standards, and then 25. I mean, we've already seen how that can go wrong very fast just because of the mix of various blocks and track types. I should say. Regardless, this one will end with some shorter maps. It is 2-1 for France. 8 being the second of random maps. A nice short one. Take us about half a minute to get through this one round by round, and then 06, another short one to finish up this match. If necessary, it would mean Belgium will need to win this one, but this France 1 squad definitely a tough one. Honestly, I mean, it's 3 players right now in. I'm not sure if this is everyone in the squad. Maybe some people are just taking it easy. Yeah, because outside of these 3 players that are currently in the server, we have Obiton. I'm not too familiar with them myself, I will say honestly, but one player that I think a lot of us are familiar with is Volket. Great player as well. So France definitely coming to play right here.
Yeah. Lufok as well in mix. Yeah. There are strong players in this team.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we might be having a brief technical pause as Chicken is having to reconnect.
Yes.
Again, it's not TSCC without at least some kind of server issue.
That is tradition.
Yeah, I feel like the Swiss stage it's as much about, you know, being able to seed the teams as it is about getting all the bugs out of the way. Make sure it works for the playoffs.
Yes. Very, very true.
But, I have to admit, some of this Belgium lineup I am less familiar with. I recognise some of the names, but likes of kind of Snappy and Shooter I haven't seen before. If I have just been living under a rock, I do apologise. But it's nice to see a Belgium team, because we haven't had that many in the past, despite it being quite a, you know, some very, very good players have come out of Belgium for.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, some of these names I personally know from, well, it's been a while at this point. Was the Benelux Cup, I think 2022, 2023, somewhere around those time. Yeah, some of these players were also playing in that. I think out of those, Lucky Boy was the one who got the furthest. But my memory is a bit hazy. It's been years. All right, guys, it's been years. I don't always quite remember it. Definitely some strong players. Not surprised them being on the Belgium 1 squad. But the fact that, you know, as you say, Belgium hasn't really been in the TSCC that often, and to now also field 2 teams.
Yeah,
I'm always
that's really good to see.
very appreciative of that. Obviously, you know, as a neighboring country, there is still that rivalry. So, you know, I can't just talk them up that much. Come on. I mean, you know, sure, we may speak the same language in certain areas of the countries, but still, they're still kind of fake Dutch, all right? I'm coming out and say it. I'm coming out and say it. There you go. I've said it. No. But no, any jokes aside, always great to see you know, teams from countries coming in that we don't see too often, and the fact that there's 2 is just always a treat. Oh,
yeah.
See Nolan really mad. To be fair, I feel the same way about people below, you know, below the river. But you know, that's just me being a well, middle Dutch boy, I guess, middle Netherlands. Yeah. I'm starting beef again. Oh no. Okay,
I think
still having some issues, I believe.
I think with
can't reconnect. No.
I think with the UK, if you're not from England, you always refer to like the kind of specific country you're from, or the specific nation. And if you're from England, you're just like, yeah, British.
Yeah.
It's always that way round.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I don't often hear. Yeah, English. Yeah, England. English. Like saying I'm English. And, yeah, British. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone's Scottish, they are Scottish. They are not British. You won't. Don't catch them saying that at all. I mean, I always feel like, am I gonna call a Scottish person British? I mean, technically I'm right, but I don't think I'm gonna make friends with that.
Yeah.
I think I could get away with it in Wales. In Wales, I could probably get away with it. Compare it to Scotland and Northern Ireland?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, but the one you definitely can't get away with is you cannot call anyone from not England English. Yeah. You'll get an equally angry response from all of them, to be perfectly honest. They are chatting away in the in-game chat saying, I'm sure the casters are loving this.
Oh, yeah.
As there are all sorts of connection issues going on for Chicken.
Oh, no.
Unable to rejoin.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're just having a natter. You missed all of our technical difficulties before.
Uninstall cheats.
But,
wow, what a suggestion. Damn, I wouldn't do that, man. That seems kind of... Ugh.
Hey, you keep the cheats on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I meant to stay competitive. Right, it looks like Chicken is back in, and this match will be getting back underway. Finally. They're really going
Let's
for
hope, let's hope.
an endurance match. They're going to get no break between this ending and their next match beginning.
So you think, these maps are short, so clearly we're at the no, we'll just have a disconnect. That's how we stretch these things, right? We got to make sure that we hit our quota of at least a 15-minute delay on each and every one of these matches, so that we all get to go out at 5 or 6 instead of like an hour earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
We have some results. I mean, the last results, I should say, because other matches have concluded. We do have another 3-0. Singapore versus Denmark. Denmark picking up the W right there. Good to see Singapore coming in, but not surprised Denmark winning it there. I mean, they once again are fielding Jake Gray. We have Whoop in once again. So yeah, they once again are coming out to try and win this thing. Estonia versus Spain also concluding. Also good to see Spain coming in for this edition of TSCC. Unfortunately, not winning their first match. That is a 3-1 win for Estonia. And so we're left with France 1 versus Belgium 1.
Yeah. We're gonna see how it goes despite all the connecting issues. I'm not sure if anyone would have remembered a particular match last season. I believe it was England versus Denmark. And there were 3 technical pauses on the second longest map in the campaign.
Was that what with the slow-mo wall rides?
It was the NASCAR map.
Oh, it was the NASCAR? Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah, that... I think that taught me a whole new level of patience. I was able to natter my way through, like, the first and maybe the second technical pause. By the time we got to the third one, it was just like, how is this happening?
Yeah.
The last technical pause happened on 4-4. And after they got everything working, 2 of the English players just immediately crashed into a wall.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible time, that match.
Yeah, you're waiting for this? Yeah, well,
It
sorry.
was 19, yeah. Oh yeah, was it
19,
England,
yeah.
France? I'm trying to remember. It might have been. Anyway, we are live. We are finally underway with this match.
That we are indeed.
It will appear we might only have 2 French players.
Where is Jamal?
Well, they're gonna need to rely on some 1-2s here, I think, France, if they want to pick up the win.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Right now, well, that could have been okay, ish. But yeah, I don't know where Jamal is. Hello?
yeah,
Hello,
we seem to be missing a French player. Yeah, this is just going to be a 2v3. I suppose the only way France can win is to get a 1-2. Do we not have anyone from the team available to just drive around the track?
just
Does
to
it
get
show
a
that,
point
like,
or 2.
yeah. I mean, if it was an English side, I'd hop in right now, I could survive the track. But for now,
like, solid driving though. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything in chat. I'm not seeing anything in Discord, so I am not entirely sure what is happening. But for now, I mean, we're still going and we're still getting rounds for Belgium right now. They are 2-0. I mean, they are down 1 map, so I mean, if this is the situation, if all players are okay with it, I don't think Belgium minds at all. It's a golden opportunity for them to win some, win another map. But Chicken and Lufok actually at the moment firmly in the lead, first and second. And I mean, 11 points will do the trick. Even if you are down 1 player. Nice outside line from all the players right here. Trying Snuppy to get a snipe in, but unfortunately 300ths of a second. Just not enough time or space to make it happen by trying to get that entry onto the right side of the finish line. So, despite missing a player, that is still around for France. And I mean, France is ranked 3 currently in the seeding. With
a strong
Belgium
side
on 13. So,
you know, it should be... Well, I think it would have been easy for France if they had a full team rather than just 2 players. But for now, it looks like Lufok and Chicken have got into this a bit. They're fighting for 1-2. Chicken does crash, so that'll be around going to Belgium. Nothing Lufok can do about it. He'll run away, he'll pick up first, but it's not going to matter in the end.
Same times.
Yes.
Same times as last round.
Is that by Snappy as well?
Yeah.
And now,
yeah, last round I think it was Lucky Boy, and now it's Snappy, but it's the same time. It's a 701 once again.
Yep. Right, Boney has just joined the game. He might be a little lost. Not Boney, sorry, Birdie.
I was about to say,
Wrong person there. But,
yeah.
we've had one of Belgian players fall behind, so it is Chicken and Lufok off. You know, they're at the top again, and they are 1-2. They're going to fight for this tooth and nail. And it looks like they have a good chance.
Able to has a bit more speed, but he tried.
Yeah, we got 0.6s coming out a bit kind of consistently from Chicken and Lufok, and we haven't seen anyone other than maybe Snappy from Belgian side able to match that pace so far. So it's going to be hard for France. They're going to have to play perfectly, but they could well squeeze their way out of this with their technical difficulties and only having 2 players.
Yeah. Lucky Boy will try to get a bit of a earlier entry into that turn, but see if he's able to manage it. For now, is able to challenge Chicken and Lufok too at the final turn coming up. And yeah, this will be enough for Belgium if they are able to keep up to these positions. Smumpy once again getting that nice inside line, driving a 0.6, but it's Lufok countering with a 0.5 there as well. Personally, Chicken, normally that third place would be the difference maker, but for now, that's just enough for a draw.
Yeah, of course, we are actually going to have draws this round. I forgot that is actually a permutation that could happen in a 2v3, so I guess you know, from point of view of France, they're going to benefit from draws a lot more. They want to try and make sure when they don't get a point, they can at least hold the match steady. And it's looked like a similar position again this time. Snappy is up there, but Lufok and Chicken so close. I'm not sure how this round is going to end. Looks like Snappy had the better inside. It drives a mid-0.5. That's a very respectable time. I said that only Snappy was getting anywhere near their 0.6s. Well, he's looked around and gone, you know, who needs 0.6s? I can do a 0.5. Might as well drive that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I believe, let me check actually. Well, I say fastest time. Actually, Lucky Boy, the fastest thus far with a 30.5 for a 6. I believe that was on the first round, though, that he has driven that. And, well, I mean, thus far, again, it is that handicap on the France side that is making this one a lot tougher on them. But even then, it is 2-4. It is map point currently for Belgium. But once again, Chicken and Lufok getting that 1-2 position that they need to get these rounds in. Another set of 5s coming out. And that is going to be 3-4. Still in favor of Belgium, but it's definitely not an easy one. Why Chimao not playing? We do not know. But it does seem like all the players are okay with the situation as it is. There were some technical difficulties on the side of Chicken, but perhaps Chimao also coming across some of issues on his end. Yeah.
Well, this round, Snappy and Lucky Boy have fallen a little bit behind, so it's going to be on Shooter. Try and deny the France 1-2. A France 1-2 that has the potential to, you know, level out the score to 4-4. And Snappy gets there. Snappy was definitely behind, but the sideways finish comes in clutch for him. And although he was definitely behind on track, he gets the finish first. Holds them to a draw, a very, very important draw there. And gives Belgium another shot to try and close out map number 4. Bring the scoreline up 2-2.
Yeah, because despite the deficit, right, on the France side, missing a player, it is still so close. Snuppy this time not having the best of times, but Shooter actually not having great speed heading into this drop down, and Chicken and Lufox seem to be fully loose. There is no way to snipe with the distance between these players, and Chicken driving a 0.4 will tie up the map 4-4. Oh, I just goes to show how strong this France squad is, because it's not as if again, Belgian players that we have right here. I mean, Lucky Boy Nolan. I mean, Nolan right now not in, but I also know strong player from the East as well. I mean, we've seen Snuppy also do a phenomenal job. Shooter also getting some great rounds in. They're doing great. It's just, I mean, France. I mean, you have Lufox and Chicken. That's tough. That's really, really hard. And right now, it's looking like with the speed that Lufox is getting into this drop down, may be enough. But Snuppy and Lucky Boy keep up. In fact, Snuppy actually overtaking. Chicken does get the snipe in the end, but with Snuppy and Lucky Boy in second and third, that is going to be a round and map win for Belgium. But this still went to a 4-5 scoreline, despite France missing a player. I mean, if Jamal was here, I do think this would have been a win for France, but he wasn't. So here we are.
Yeah, and we move on to a 2-2 scoreline in an absolute marathon first match. Honestly, the vibe I'm getting from France here is it's almost like in a football match where you look at your opponent and you go, I don't think they're too big of a threat. Maybe we can send out some, non-first team players, rest some people, not take it too seriously. And it's, I almost worry that France might have got caught out here if they didn't have all their players available or didn't anticipate the match going on this long. It's seriously costing them.
Yeah, and we'll see if things will differ, because they do have 5 players on their squad. It's just that for this match day, it seems like only 3 out of those 5 players are available. I mean, schedules are what they are, so not gonna, focus too much on something like that. But it is currently hurting them because of the technical issues on their side. Still isn't here. All right, well, Lufox does drop some bad news for the French fans out there, but I'm sure on the Belgium side they are not minding this too much. I mean, to a certain extent, I think we all mind something like this, just because you want a 3v2, you do want everybody to have the same resources, regardless of how good or bad anybody is. But in terms of results, right, it's pretty good for Belgium.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get a win out of this match, even if it's a fluke because Jamal isn't here, or there's been technical difficulties, or whatever, it's still points going their way. And they're not going to mind. It'll put them in a far stronger position for Swiss. So, a win is a win, and it's completely fair for them to fight tooth and nail for it against, this weakened France side. I'm not really sure what to expect on this track. It's short, but I think there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Or maybe I'm just bad. I'm not quite sure. It's always hard to tell. It's always hard to tell whether or not.
Very right in what you're saying. Things can very much go bad. This one in rounds, just because of it. As you say, it is a short one, but the pole section, that's usually where you do lose 1 or 2 players, just because of it being short, just because it is quite optimized due to its length. Does mean that players will take risks. Does mean that players will try and get some of these inside lines that can end in a disaster, just because of the limited amount of space that you have, alongside knowing you are trying to keep up with everyone else, if not trying to lead the race in that matter. Does look like we are going to keep going. We will, Lufox actually pretty happy with the way things on 08, so he is looking for a repeat, I guess, on 06. Not something you necessarily hear every day, but we will be going on with this 2v3, still in favor of Belgium, so it is 2-2. And, what was that?
But
what just happened?
how did they lose a draw from that?
What was
What did I just...
Look,
Huh.
I realize you want to jump low on that quarter pipe, but at the same time, did you really need to?
You gotta realize, when there's only 2 people on the opposition team, and they have to get either a 1-3 for a draw or a 1-2 for a win. If you see one of them in 4th, you go full safe.
Yeah, you're fine.
You just try to survive, and this is now an opportunity where France are a bit closer. Lufok, not looking brilliant here. It's going to come down to these low jumps as to whether or not they can get him. Lucky Boy goes flying. Snappy jumps high, and...
And just like that, it's
Yeah.
1-0 for France.
Yeah, that
was a mix, right? That was too safe versus too risky, and France nailing the line. Just finding the exact angle to make that jump happen without losing too much time in the air, without putting themselves in an awkward position that they hit the edge of the quarter pipe. They just they just did what they needed to do. Oh, but Chicken with a crash right there.
Crash.
This is full safe mode. This is full safe. You can go easy
Yep.
on it. Snappy and Lucky Boy doing a great job there. Still going a bit low.
Yeah.
Lucky Boy actually going very low there. It does make the jump happen, and Lufok actually with the snipe, despite him taking it as risky. But it's just Lufok just getting so much speed right before that quarter pipe jump that he was able to, well, pretty much surge forward. Unfortunately, missing his teammate, missing Chicken. So it is 1-1, but there is still that pressure, right? That despite the save call being the right call there, it's still Lufok right there.
Yeah, I mean, Lufok has had a horrendous time on the knife edge start here, so this is another good opportunity for Belgium here. Although Chicken's at the start, you know, front, all they need is 2 out of 3 people to survive this jump, and this will be a round win for them. Shooter failed the objective, but Lucky Boy actually gets a snipe in the end. Snappy in 3rd, and that is more points going way of Belgium. If they can just keep it neat and tidy, maybe they can capitalize on crashes we have seen from Lufok and Chicken, but it's, yeah, they really do need to keep it neat and tidy.
Definitely. We'll see, though. I mean, it's just, yeah, Lufok and Chicken, right? It's consistency is everything right now. They got the pace. Oh, no, Chicken jumping a bit too far to the right.
Oh, clip it and ship it. Yeah,
Yep.
Consistency is everything as France drive immediately into the wall. Snappy, Lucky Boy, Shooter, they can, you know, have a nice little adventure. They can go on a brief weekend getaway, and they'll still get there before Chicken. That is more points going way of Belgium. And I think they should manage to win the 2v3. But I'm not willing to say anything after map 1, to be honest.
I mean, this, comparing 8 to 6, there's quite the difference, though.
Come out
you
here!
might deceive me. Jamal
Come
has
out!
entered the battlefield.
Yep, he might have crashed for knife edge immediately, but he's here to pick up 1 point for France. Which, honestly, in a 1-3 formation where we currently are, that could have...
No! Ay, 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 ay.
How are France playing better with 2 players than 3?
This is our Avengers end game. We just have Jamal coming through the portal right there at the end, right? And
Well, he's come through the portal and just immediately fallen over is what's happened and tripped up another player with him. Well, they're into this situation. Belgium just need 1 round where France forget how to drive out of the next 4.
Yes.
And they should be there. We see
Well,
Lufok, he is the first to forget how to drive, going into one of the Zerator poles on this track. Snappy, not even needing them to forget how to drive, he's just leading the round. This is actually a winning position here for Belgium. Snappy on a great run here.
Oh,
Lucky Boy gets
Lucky
in
Boy
there.
in third.
That's a 1-3-5, and despite Jamal showing up, it's not enough.
It's too little, too late. Yeah.
And the match is finally over.
There you go.
Oh, I can go for a nap.
Basically, yeah. It's been round 1. Usually round 1 would take us like an hour at most. It is, we're 15 minutes over, as predicted, as stated. earlier on. But hopefully now round one, done and dusted. Any and all technical difficulties have been solved.
Don't say that.
Yeah, yeah. Surely everything will go fine from this point on, entering into round number 2. I'm sure we'll get the matches settled up in just a little bit. But yeah, because of partly technical difficulties and just some failings on the side of France on 06. It is Belgium picking up the win right there. A bit of an upset from a seed point of view, right? Again, Belgium coming in as seed number 13, France number 3. That is quite the big difference. So I think Belgium going to be pretty happy with picking up this win. We'll see who they will be facing off against in a little bit, though, because I mean, a lot of great teams also got their wins in, and the wins thus far, as we've already mentioned before, were quite dominant. 3-0s across the board, with the only exception being the battle between Estonia and Spain.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go have a look, see whether we have any data on the upcoming matches. Haven't seen anything yet.
What is happening with all these flags under the Singapore-Denmark match? It's just any flag that is red and white. I see some blue in there. What's Norway doing in there? It's not the same. It's not the same, right? It's not the same. No, fair.
We have any upcoming matches confirmed? No, because it's still waiting for France versus Belgium to be inputted. I think that is as good a ground as any for us to throw to a quick break. Yeah, everyone, go get a cup of tea, get some biscuits, get some snacks. We're going to be here for another couple of hours. We have some, hopefully, I'm not sure we're going to get many more closer matches than whatever on earth we just watched, but hopefully they'll be shorter and with more players. But yeah, we will be back very, very shortly.
You've been on my mind. I could touch the sky. Starlights, I'll be running up and down, trying to think about you all the time. I don't really need to apologize. I know that you like it. I'll be staying outside, yeah, so I don't think about life, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it. You got me feeling alright, yeah. Every day by your side, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it.
Every day I want your touch, and every way I can't give it up.
intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. So I'm addicted to it. Visions of you. Come closer, 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 closer. Come closer, 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 closer. Visions of you. Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. Half past 9 and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste.
Visions of you.
Come closer. Half past 9 and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste.
Visions of you. Maybe I'm indecisive, maybe it's all too late. Maybe I'm just done fighting, maybe, oh, maybe I'm indecisive, maybe it's all too late. Maybe I'm just done fighting, it's all too late. It's all too late, all too late. It's all too late. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm falling down. Maybe it's me in my head. I can't get it out. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm falling down. Maybe it's crazy. Oh, I almost touched the ground. Touch the ground, oh, I touch the ground, touch the ground, touch the ground. I can't seem to make up my mind about us. Make up this time for us. Make up my mind about us. Yeah, but believe me, I tried. I don't know why I couldn't make this work. But believe me, I tried. Now it's all too late. Now it's all too late. All too late. All too late. Oh, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm falling down. Maybe it's me in my.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. TSCC Winter 2025. It's the Swiss. It's round 2. We've had a bit of a long one for round number 1, but hopefully we'll be able to, the kinks have been resolved for this second round. And I mean, if we got to go fast, what better way to do it on map 19? And it's going to be between England and I believe we're playing against Slovenia. Yes, indeed, Slovenia. I had to double check there real quick. But yeah, both teams getting 1-0 in their first round, and now we'll be battling it out to try and get their second win of the Swiss, trying to get another step towards that Div 1 spot. Only 8 teams able to get into that, or I'm not sure if we're maybe doing 7 for this one, as we do have 21 teams. But I won't get into the specifics of things. At the end of the day, you just got to go fast. You got to win, right? That's how the game works.
Your Sonic logic there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we have already had pick bans happen. Slovenia's pick was 19 and England's was 16. So we are starting off on 19 here. I gotta be honest, there's gonna be a bit of bias for stream. I am, of course, supporting England. So Bodhi, you're gonna have to be the honorary Slovenian for the time being.
Sure, yeah.
That said, I'm not sure how much I fancy our chances on this track in particular. We are not a nation renowned for having more than one full speed player who isn't in the team.
No, he's not in here.
He's not even here, so I think it's gonna be a rough one. But I don't know. Maybe we have got better, and it's gotta be said, it started off pretty well so far.
I was about to say, this is looking pretty good thus far. We got Quack, we got Ryan, and we got Epos coming out for the England 1 squad, though unfortunately we are losing Ryan along the way. Fortunate for my teammate, named, I suppose. Name mate? Yeah, let's go with that. So it is Jan Nates and Sapinho who perhaps could still eke out a win right here. It's up to Jan to keep this first place.
Where is Crack going?
Dominant as well. It's well, not quite fast enough, that's for sure. Golf. I'm not sure what golf means in the golf.
Not a clue. But yeah, I think that round, it started off looking so good for England, and then a cup, made a mistake from Ryan, and then kind of Quack and Epos seemed to lose a little too much speed to Jan there. So Yeah, but at least glimpses of pace from the England side. That's that's something at least. For now, it is England flying at the front again, but there's plenty of time for that to change. And it is Jan versus Epos at the front of the field. And he performed so well last round, looking to equal it again this round. Poor line from Quacked, that's going to lose him a lot of speed. But as long as he can hold on to this 4th place, it should be enough. There's a second behind for the other Slovenian players. I hop around on cameras to see where on earth they've got to.
Yeah,
but
it's a bit of a tricky one, right? Especially with full speed. Crashes do occur, and all of a sudden cameras are all over the place. Because Menates and Supingo did get early, had some early crashes, and because of that, weren't quite able to hold on as much as possible. Supingo did have the biggest crash right there. But Nate's having to do some awkward recovery lines did mean that for most of that one, England was in the lead, and I mean, it sure paid off, bringing up the score 1-1. But Jan is it seems to be the final boss at the moment, just doing a phenomenal job each and every round thus far. Epos, I mean, not very surprising player of his caliber to be in top 3, if not driving first place. He still needs his team to, stay close, stay with him. Quacked and Ryan are doing just that at the moment, trailing behind by just a little bit. And once again, Slovenia missing 2 players in that top 3, missing those crucial points on their map pick. And so while Jan tries to make an overtake happen there on the turnaround on the grass, it is still going to be Epos on first place. I'm not quite sure if those times were faster than the previous ones we've seen. That I need to double check.
I think we had 5:46 the last time as well.
I believe so, yes. So 0.9's coming out there, solid times, and Nate's eventually not finishing at all does see that there's not quite enough to do, and so we'll relinquish that round to England.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling for Slovenia here, like it's a lot of pressure on Jan that we haven't seen a good performance really from Spingo or Nate so far, so they're gonna need to try and up their game a little. They want to give him a chance of winning their own map pick here. Or rely on some England crashes. That also does help matters with the Epos going into the wall at speed. Jan has lost speed, though.
I mean, Nate's just there, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to close that gap to Ryan. There's not a whole lot of track left, it has to be said. So, in the absence of probably the 2 strongest players in this match so far, Jan and Epos, it is Quacked and Ryan there to pick up the pieces. And we get another round for England.
Well.
Yeah, respectable times as well.
Definitely. But yeah, tough times right now for Slovenia right now, who are trying to, get their map pick to win. Now again, map pick doesn't necessarily mean we're going to do the most amazing job out there. England one is seed number 2, if I remember correctly, as I'm trying to get back. Yeah, seed number 2. So any match that you're playing against a second seed is going to be a tough one, regardless of the map that you pick into. And at this stage of the tournament, right, it is kind of hoping a bit of luck of the draw, right? A bit of hoping you don't end up against a team like like England one, who, as you mentioned, despite not being necessarily as strong on full speed as other services, other types, are still proving to be quite the match right now here for Slovenia. Look at that, another 0.1 set coming out from Quacked and Jan, but just missing the rest of the team. Supingo, unfortunately, unable to keep up. Nate's also not in the mix, and won't have enough time to finish either. Makes it across the final checkpoint, but not across the finish line. So another round the way of England, 4-1, and ready to win their first map. If this is the way 19 is going, I am a bit worried how 16 will go. I mean, 19 is pure full speed, but 16 is all sausage tech, and I've seen and heard many people complain about how hard it is for, casual players. Just because of the way the sausage are set up, because of the speed that, the risk that you can take, honestly, on that track is quite high and can lead to quite some disaster in rounds.
Yeah, I I think there could be certainly some Fiesta rounds that happen on 16. I'm not particularly sure what to expect, but for now, it looks like we will be wrapping up here on track 19. Jan, again, the only one up there. Epos driving a 0.7. He has been working on a speed light. But it's not going to be enough for Jan, as England win 5-1 on Slovenia's own map pick. I think this could be a one-sided match, unfortunately.
Yeah, I am a bit worried about that. That is going to be the case, but unfortunately, that's sometimes how it goes, right? Especially with Swiss, it's matching up winner against winner, and even on round number 2, right? That one win doesn't necessarily mean, okay, I'm coming up against someone else around the same skill level per se. Usually around rounds 4, 5-ish is when we have that balance, and obviously at that point in time, we're moving towards divisions, right? You're starting to get a clearer idea of which team will land into which division. Seeding already gives us a bit of an impression on where players are at, right? The speed that they're at, the maps that they favor. But, during live rounds, even high seeds could end up in awkward positions. We've seen it happen in the past as well. So I always look forward, honestly, to some of these upsets just because it doesn't follow what is there on paper. Just because it doesn't necessarily, okay, well, seeds 1 through 7, yeah, no, they're just going to make it. And it's like, no, not necessarily, right? It doesn't mean that, okay, well, just because you're high seed, you automatically get into Div 1. That's the whole point, right, of Swiss. And that's the beauty of competition in and of itself. That you may be good on paper, but how good are you today is what it's all about.
Yeah, also with the way that the seeds are calculated, it is primarily based off time attack. And they are two completely different skill sets. It's something that has pleasantly surprised me about seeing It's Ryan and Lord Quack on the team. I mean, they've played for England 1 before.
Yep.
And they are good players, but these are players who I would usually associate more with time attack rather than actually playing competition. So it's cool to see some of these campaign time attack hunters having to wrestle with consistency, not just one-off pace. It's interesting to see them up against kind of, the competitive players. Like, take Epos, he's never held a campaign record in his life. But
he's
one of them,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not a pure time attack player.
Yeah.
Where he shines is round consistency and being able to drive 0.1 off world record every single round. So, well, maybe not on campaign. On comp maps, he's burned 30 hours each into, possibly.
Oh, yeah. different situation, but that's the thing, right? It's not playing to get world record; it's playing to
win the match.
To get fast, consistent times.
Yeah.
Cito, who will be fielding for 16. I mean, 16 pick from England. I don't think it would surprise you that Epos is fast on this track, but fastest player on the track will be Ryan. 12th place, 41.2. Now, to be fair, 16, it is sausage. It is quite risky the way this one works as well, with wheels maybe leaving the ground a little bit too late, walls coming a bit too close. Honestly, there's a lot of time that can be lost throughout it. But we do see Idol actually coming into the fray. One of our, main tech people on the background as well, who's been handling TSCC for quite some time now. These last couple of editions, but also
Idol
find some time to race and play.
Oh, Nate! Why are you back there sipping them? This is a disaster! What is this? Congratulations to Lynxie and Manta, the only people to drive the track successfully. And although England get the win here, I am seriously questioning the pick. Because, as I said, the players like Lynxie and Ryan, they're more known as time attackers. I mean, Lynxie has had strong round performances he played in the Pro League last season. Russian Irish Pro League. But on such an inconsistent track, it's an interesting choice. That said, it did pay off first round. They managed to crash less than Slovenia did. as Pingo finds the wall once more with Nate 2 seconds down. That said, it's Ryan
Ryan
crashing as well. Pingo goes into the wall. Who's even left alive? It's Lengthy running away with a half-a second lead.
Just
Manta.
about, indeed.
Yeah, Manta in second, Ryan third, and I think deserved or not doesn't really matter here. It is England who get the point on this highly competitive track that we're getting to experience together. That's the best.
I'm really drawn in.
Phrase. Oh yeah. This is everyone. This is Trackmania Esports.
There you go. I love Trackmania Esports at this level, at this caliber, with these tracks and these times. Honestly, phenomenal play. I mean, the first half, things are going fine. Things are going well. It's this part where things go wrong, and we already see some casualties occur. So Bingo is out of the running. Nate's is trailing behind Ryan, currently in the lead, duking it out with his teammate Linksy. And Manta maybe on third place, but with Idle is trailing right behind. This is looking a lot cleaner compared to our previous rounds, but cleanliness doesn't really change the end result. That is a win for England right there, picking up their third round. 3-0. This is looking better, but thus far, I mean, better on both sides. Honestly, it doesn't mean that Slovenia is able to get their foot into the race, really.
Yeah. With all the chaos going on, I do need to give a mention to how well Linksy is driven on this track. I think 3 round wins from 3. Often gapping by half a second down to Manta, the only kind of other semi-consistent player, as we see Ryan proving my point, Bingo proving a point, even Manta proving my point, unfortunately. But Linksy is just kind of... Did he crash?
No. He just didn't have the best turn.
Okay.
He did not
still
crash,
second.
but
Still second.
Still second. Yeah.
That's like
Point
0.3 of a caster curse.
Sure.
Yeah, him
how we equate these days. We just have a formula to equate how high the caster curse was exactly, right? There's probably some variables in there that we need to define. We'll come up with something, I'm sure of it. No, Linksy, I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, doing very well, honestly. Ryan, where the rounds go well, you can see first place right now, doing a good job, just being true to the time. That is his PB. But Sausage is just, if things go wrong, they really do go wrong. If you do crash into a wall, you can trust that wall to stop you in your tracks right away. If you, unfortunately, go a bit too wide, you fly off, and yeah, things can go terribly wrong. But for now, I mean, 4 players stay alive, but still in favor of England. So we do leave 16 relatively fast. That is a 5-0 win for England, and we can move on to our first of random maps. It is going to be 14. We'll see, though, if Slovenia is going to be able to claw their way out of this position that they find themselves in, behind 0-2.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenging for them now, I think. But I don't know. We've seen upsets; they can happen. But I'm really not sure. I don't think it's going to be the case this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it feels like, that foot in the door, right? That getting into the match, they're not able to really find the momentum to actually do so. I'm not sure what we're doing here on 20, but we're not there yet.
I'll be. The players got a little lost on what we should be playing next. So we're meant to be going on to 14.
Yes, there you go. We figured it out.
Yep. Idle. Apologizing for getting the wrong one. This is the man who runs most of the event, it has to be said. Getting how his own pick ban system works. This is...
awkward, a little bit awkward. Well,
Yeah.
you know, at least you can regale us with the cut, right? And he cut us. I mean, this cuts are allowed. All right, we
Yeah.
we very
And
much encourage it, but not sure if it'll work out for you now.
yeah, it definitely isn't going to happen on this
No.
track. The cut on this one is absolutely bananas.
So we'll be taking the field for this one. We see.
Oh, whoa!
Who was it?
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
You had to go and
I'll
warm
keep my eye open.
up. You got to respect for that.
Definitely. Oof, a little bit of a crash. He's gonna go for it again. Maybe.
Ah. No. Wimp.
No, that's just regular. All right. Well, who knows? Maybe a player will feel very much in a down and out and may decide to just go for it, but I doubt it. Either way, 14, relatively short one, right? 30, 34 we'll be expecting on this one. Just taking a quick look to see. Yeah, so 0.2s, 0.3s on the side of England. Very curious what Slovenia is doing in this one. And of course, they are on page number 2, because why would they not be whenever I click into these things? 0.4s, 0.5s, 0.6. So it does mean, you know, a difference of a couple tenths between the two. But I'd say with 14 in particular, it is very much a difference maker on the dirt with the penalty sand coming in between. Some players, you know, it's a bit awkward because you lose that speed all of a sudden, but also the ending, right? It is quite awkwardly placed, I would say. You're gonna have to slow down. You're gonna have to, you know, maneuver your way around that turn. But it also leaves room for players to get snipes in because of that, right? Because of players maybe taking it a bit safer than others do, and it is in those situations where we may see some upsets or some snipes occur. But we are live. It is 0-2 in favor of England, and Slovenia looking for a win on the first of random maps. Epos, Linksy, and Lord Quacked out for England. We have Jan, we have Manta, and we have Talk to you later for Slovenia. As Slovenia right now actually poised and set to pick up a round win in, well, it just felt for quite some time.
Oh, Manta gets sniped on that ending you were talking about. Yeah, we had a very early mistake coming out from Lord Quacked, and I think, if I saw correctly, it looked like Epos went a little too tight on kind of the inside of one of Dirkorn's and ended up flicking his car upwards.
Yeah.
So he lost a boatload of speed there. But yeah, the first most competitive round for Slovenia in quite a long time, it has to be said. So that'll hopefully give them some confidence. Hopefully they can, you know, put up a stronger performance here. But for now,
I mean, this one, ooh, a lot closer. Look at that. Nice pack.
yeah. Yeah, this round looking significantly better for England. We have Talk to you later, and Manta falling behind, and it is Epos leading Linksy across the finish line for England.
Yeah, not quite the ace. I mean, Jan is in between to get a third place, but not quite enough. At least 1-1 scoreline, and definitely some more room for Slovenia to make a bit more of a splash. I mean, this track as well, first half relatively well optimized. You've got these turns that are very reminiscent of, and I keep blanking on the name, one of the World Tour maps that we've had during 2024, where you have these banked grass turns, right, on the side of the blocks.
Oh, which track was that?
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, I can't remember.
It is like the light version of that.
Yeah, wait. You know what it actually reminds me of? It reminds me of Beacon Track from Season 2.
Which one?
They had
which one?
Oh, the green
Not
one.
the
Is it
green
Xenogen?
one. Xenogen, yeah?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Again.
If anyone does remember, throw it in chat. Or if you think me and Boney are just hallucinating at this point because we cast too many events. All those...
It wasn't a red one, it wasn't a blue one, it wasn't the yellow one. I mean, funny yellow one, right?
Funny yellow. I'm so sad there's no yellow map this time around, as far as I know.
I haven't looked at the maps, the new maps this far. Well, I'll check it out.
It came out in the middle of his stream, so
yeah.
I haven't had a chance either. But
Oh,
we
Manta
see
Jan.
Linksy vanish. Manta, oh, denied by Epos by 5,000th
tight.
of a second. That's unfortunate. There was a good opportunity for Slovenia. Doesn't come together.
Definitely. A lot more activity. Definitely a bigger opportunity right now for Slovenia to pick up rounds here. I mean, it is 1, 2, 3 at the moment in favor of England, but honestly, some great rounds being driven by both sides right now. It's still a matter of, trying to keep up as Epos right now. And Linksy doing a phenomenal job of keeping the pressure high. Lord Quack not able to quite match the pace, but is there to pick up any points that are left on the table. Look at that top 4, pretty much side by side. Lord Quack also now coming into the fold. Manta and Jan falling behind. Maybe enough for England to push for another round win. It is going to be a 1-2 combination. Lord Quack comes in number 5, despite everybody being as tight-knit as they were. It is going to be another round for England, and they will be on match point because of that. Not quite the GG's, Manta. Calm down. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah, you do still technically have a chance, but I think this match is all but over now. Jan makes an early crash. It is Epos leading. He had a rough first couple of rounds, I think, but he's warmed up since. Now looking very strong here. Linksy as well has had a great performance in this match. So it looks like they should hold on, get a 1-2 here, and that will round out the match in favour of England.
And there you go. GG's are now officially called. It is a trio win, and I believe, our first match to conclude, at least if I were to believe the match results channel. As right now, we haven't had any matches mentioned until just now. Idle is posting the result of what we've seen happen, the trio win for England 1. So with that, 2-0 coming in, we get the cuddles for the Z-Cat. Fully deserved. I mean, I wouldn't want to see the situation if England lost there, to be fair. No.
Yeah, poor cat.
Poor cat. No. The cuddles have been given.
Yep, no.
Cat'll be fine. I'm sure the cat will be fine.
Oh yeah, I think he's dealing with life all right at the moment. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna only end well. Don't stand on
plenty of matches to go. No, there you go. You get a tail. There you go.
But yeah.
Cat for Caster of the Year. There you go. Cat for Caster of the Year. Love it.
Yep. What do you have to say about Cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what other matches are still ongoing that we could go and have a hop into? I think we end up with one of the shorter ones.
We have a lot still left on the table. So still have Netherlands 1, Turkey happening, England 1, Slovenia, Denmark, Estonia, Czech Republic, England 2, Netherlands 2, France 5, Belgium 1, Spain, France 1, Romania, Wales, England 3, and Netherlands 3, Russia, and don't forget Singapore, Germany 1. I don't think Singapore was expecting the face-off against Germany, but hey, that is how Swiss goes. That's how Swiss goes.
Yeah, you got any preference? We fancy hopping into?
It's a bit of the roll of the die, right? Match 1 through 10. What would be an interesting one? Maybe Wales, England 3. Do we feel like shouting Wolves? That's the question, right? Do you feel like shouting Wolves?
I mean, you got to take the opportunity to shout Wolves.
It's true.
When it comes. Yeah, they are
the correct one. This one, yes.
Joys of just hunting for which match we're actually in.
I will join, and I will let you know if it's safe.
Oh, I'm already hopping in.
Oh, you're already in RL. There you go. Get lagged. Well, there we go.
Well,
Not
I
sure
might
what
not.
the score is. They're on
Yeah.
17, which
Oh.
was map 3. So at least 1-1. Could be 2-0. Could be 2-0.
Just try and get everything as set up as I can.
Oh, it's 1-1. We got a match.
We have a match. We have found it. There's always one lying about in each Swiss stage.
Oh man, it's bracket. We forgot about bracket. Dang it. We fixed schedule but not bracket. Dak Navit.
Wait, what's the bracket for? Is it still? That'd be in Trackmania
Latvian.
Cup. That's not quite as bad as what schedule was for.
There you
but,
go. I'll fix it.
you
I'll
know.
fix it.
Anyway, we can actually hop into the match here. We are on track 18, I want to say. 17 or 18. One of them. And this looks like a relatively strong Wales lineup. We have Akros and we have Louis, who are probably two of the best Welsh players available at the moment. Most importantly, Akros has in fact woken up. I saw this was a matter of debate as to if it would happen in the Discord channel this morning. But Akros is here, and he's going to go pick up a round. Oh, no, he's not. It is going to be Louis with round win. That's an exceptionally close round at the end. And yeah, we appear to have found a decently close match. And a bit of a grudge match at that level. But, you know, between England 3 and Wales.
There we go. Get that in as well. Yeah, 20 minutes is fine. Fine. There you go. There you go. So there's our map order as well in chat for those who are curious. Bracket's been updated. Schedule's been updated. If you come up with another command, well, I'll update it when it shows up. Casters.
Doesn't even work.
Cast. Maybe cast. Maybe cast. Let me try cast. No. Yeah, there you go. What LC?
Oh no, I'm OC! Oh no! Oh, that's terrible! I can't be OC!
Well, you are.
Oh, I'm gonna start moaning about competitions immediately!
Well.
Right, in the middle of that, I think we've actually had some decent rounds going on. I honestly think we both entered in media state of delirium after that Belgium-France thing. I can't even call it a match. I think that's too generous to what happened. But
I'm fixing everything. Don't mind me. You can keep talking.
Cool. I'll do the casting, you do the technical details.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are at a 3-3 scoreline, so this could go either way. In fact, the team's fully tied up 1-1 in terms of maps, 3-3 on this sub-map in particular. This round looking promising for England 3, but Louis is still up there. Akro's probably the strongest of Welsh players, has fallen behind. Lupad getting a really rough run through that dirt here, so long as the rest of the England squad survive, they should be absolutely fine. Go and pick up a point here, get themselves onto map point. Chris really tries their best to not survive. They do all make it across the finish line. Be moving points 3-4 in favour of England.
Where the hell did my emotes go? What the heck?
Meanwhile,
Oh, whatever.
in Twitch formatting land.
I don't know where my emotes went. All my emotes are gone. No! Okay, there they are. I found them. Alright. Oh.
chance to take a proper lead in match here now for England 3. It's once again Comrade Louis in the lead. Louis has been having a good performance so far on this track, but unlike last round where, you know, we had mistakes come out from the Welsh players, this time it is the English players making mistakes. It's only Rebel at the front. Scratch that. We have an opportunity for a Walls here after that line from Rebel. Going to come down to Lupad here. These two keep together. Either way, no matter what happens, it will be a Welsh point on the map, even if they miss out on the ace. A strong performance from Louis and Akros, doing a good job here. We move on to 4-4, and we have a very, very tight match going on now.
Edit can't work as well. Why does my edit command one work for bracket but not for cast? I don't understand. We'll try it with edit com. There you go. Edit com works as well. I mean, commands edit were working just fine just now, and now it didn't, and now, well, edit com works, so hey.
Right.
Great job, Nightbot.
Yeah,
good bot.
Right. Nightbot fixed. As we are now on the, you know, map point for both teams here. All going to come down to this round as to who takes a 2-1 lead here. That's to gain an advantage on the random maps. Currently, it is Louis and Akros looking strong. Chris right behind there, keeping the gap nice and close. Any mistake here from the Welsh players, and they'll be there to pick up the pieces. It's going to be close, but I don't think it'll be enough so long as Louis keeps it together, which he does. That is going to be a 1-2 for Louis and Akros. So that will go the way of Wales. I gotta be honest, I wasn't sure how strong Welsh team was looking this time around, but it seems they have a stronger team than I expected. The players on England 3 are largely quite good players who haven't boosted up the game in the last month. That's my insider intel on some of them.
Damn.
It's harsh, but it's
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna shots fired or you know, true whistleblower or I don't know, whatever it may be. It's it's an interesting one. I mean, 4-4 right there. I mean, I'm not surprised that we entered on a 1-1 score line. Regardless, though, 2-1 in favor of Wales right there, with 25 coming out of the works once again. This is where goal players become track masters. Yeah, there you go. That's the one, right? I think that works. Kind of. I don't know. I don't think any of these players are track masters. But that's, I don't know. I don't know what their Trackmania Turbo.
Akros has all 200.
Yeah,
Turbo
right.
SDMs.
Yeah,
he is in the SDM Villa. In fact, one of 2 Welsh players, the other being Howl. Doesn't really play TM 2020 much anymore, but one of the best Valley players in particular in the world. Yeah, I mean, there are strong players in this match, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see, though. You know, it's always fun to see, I mean, a derby, a British derby. Happening in this way, and this one so far isn't disappointing, honestly. I hope, though, 25, I mean, we've seen how terribly things can go on this one, how much players can be separated from one another, how easily, you know, one misjudged entry can cause so much mayhem. And I mean, on top of all that, we have the black platforms at the end of the track as well, causing quite some AM. I mean, Chris is coming up to it right now. We'll see, though, if he can get it in warm-up. We don't have it on stream, but I'm looking at him. All pressure. I mean, it's just one guy. Him. Oh, yeah, he's done it. He's one of those numbers, I swear. It's always the last one. Oh, he's not. There's more people. Everyone else discovered this morning, right? Yeah.
As I said, I would like to show that, you know, my previous comment about half of England 3 having not boosted up the game in the last month wasn't shade, wasn't an insult. It was just a matter of fact.
Sure, yeah.
Particularly for the likes of Chris, Jordy Wolf as well, definitely in that gang.
Yeah. There you
They're
go.
here for vibes. They're here to have fun.
No, exactly that.
They-
And that's the most important part, right? That's if the vibes aren't there, honestly, did you really drive a good time? Did you really discover it? We're driving on vibes. I think.
Yeah.
I hope. Either way, we're off once again, and we do have a bit of exchange happening on the England side, I believe. I don't think Dunsky was driving the previous one, or was he? I was doing technical things, so I may have missed it. I think C Rebel was playing.
Yeah, it was Rebel, Chris, and Flames.
Flames.
Who were playing.
Yeah. So no, I was right. There you go. See, I paid enough attention to know these things. I should just probably, bluff a bit more. Anyways, he is in first place, so doing a phenomenal job. Can't say the same for the rest of the squad at the moment, unfortunately.
Not
2 seconds
particularly.
behind. So it is Pat, it is Louis, it is Across at the moment in second, third, and fourth place. Is that IEU in use UPAT? That's not an L, or is that lowercase L? That's an I.
I think it's a low. Yeah, it's an I.
It's an I, yeah. EUPAT. Well, there goes EU.
No, I'm Pat.
Maybe.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Well,
But
either way,
anyway-
we have 180 on the board with Dunsky, getting a 119.6 in.
Yeah, good
And,
run
all
from.
golds.
Yeah, good run from Dansky.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, Dennis earlier, as like one of these players who seems to have been playing TSCC forever. And he just always there. Dansky, I put in a similar bubble. You know when I said like it was 3 years ago I played my TSCC for England too? It was alongside Dansky. He was in that team as well. And we played against Dennis, so
Oh, there you go.
are some of these players who have just, being consistent forces. I mean, Chris was in the very first TSCC. And Akros has played in almost every single one as well.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see these players do always show up, even if they only loaded up the tracks this morning.
Basically, yeah. It's just part of, I don't know, a routine of sorts, I suppose. Well, a lot of mayhem happening in that particular turn right there. Wales missing in action. England in ace formation. Only a Kroos really left to try and ruin the party happening here, but honestly, the rest of his team just a bit too far behind to make an impact. But there is still the black platforms, all right? I've seen many things happen at that point in particular. As I see ads happening for Monster Hunter Wilds, it is anybody who has a sub who will miss out on the ads, or maybe an ad blocker, who knows. Either way, they're not missing out on anything. Those who are watching the ads, it is still around for England.
Yep. It evens out. It's almost like a bit of a carbon copy of last time, just roles reversed. We just had one Welsh player up at the top. Well, teammates had crashed.
Well, Flames decided to crash twice there, so it is going to be a 2v3. Nope, never mind. That is a 2v2. EPAT also deciding to meet the wall. Just very confrontational. Would not advise it, honestly, but, who am I to stop these players from doing what they do? And so Wales actually somewhat favorable. I think it may come down to 5th and 6th place with the positions that we see have at the moment. Louis on first, Chris and Dansky on second and third. So if this top 3 is the way it is, and honestly, I don't think Across will be leaving 4th place anytime soon, considering the distance between him and Dansky, and at the same time Flames as well. I think it's going to come down to that 5th and 6th place to decide it. Unless the comrade himself, to Wales, Louis, messes up right here at the end. But, yeah, I mean, who am I to jinx people, right? I would never.
Yeah, 5th and 6th are separated by a fair amount now, so... Yeah, the only thing that could really change and affect the score, I think, is if one of the England players do crash, fall down to last. But it's not happening with the 2nd and 3rd place players. Where is Flames? Flames cross the line 5th, and that round will go the way of England.
Yeah, 2-1. And I mean, they need it, right? They are still at a deficit in scoreline. It is 1-2 in favor of Wales, but 2-1 in terms of the map. So still all open, and I mean 25 is 25. It does allow for some upset. It allows for some shockers, for some mayhem.
Yeah. Certainly, just with how long and tricky the track is, trying to drive this consistently.
Yeah.
6-7 rounds in a row is challenging for even the best of players. So it's a good performance so far from Louis and Flames for this round, though. Sadly, Welsh team not really there to back him up. It looks like Akros has fallen a bit behind. That's catchable, though. With the pace he has as a player, he can make up a 0.3 gap to Dansky if he plays well.
Yeah, UPAT, though, a bit conservative entering into the bobsleigh there does mean that he will fall behind. But as you mentioned, right, that pace from Akros does come into effect right now, shooting himself into 3rd out of the bobsleigh section. See, though, if he's going to be able to keep that momentum going throughout these final turns. It is a great duel at the moment between Louis and Flames. This will make the difference right now for Wales. Are they able to win the round? Yes or no? Louis with a bit more exit speed, getting into the platforms, treads the needle, honestly, there, and catches a W for Wales. That was a great line from Louis there.
As much as there was a close scrap at the top, I got distracted by the scrap at the very back. With, I think it was Chris making a mistake, dropping down to 6th, which also would have secured Wales to win. So they actually ended up with, I think, a 1-3-4 at the end of that round.
Yeah.
It was looking significantly tighter than that for them, you'd have to say.
You can very much tell because of the length, right? If everybody does stay relatively close to one another, if mistakes are not as, prevalent as we see at the start, then that ending is just a lot of pressure, I've noticed. Just a lot of worry because of these final turns, having to worry about the gears, having to worry about these... Well, it's all right-hand turns. Like, you're just going in a circle, honestly. Up until those platforms. And again, it's very hard to see where to exit out of from those platforms. And even then, if you do see it, you may end up entering into that section in a bit of an awkward angle, and things can very easily go wrong at that point. But for now, though, there is a bit more division between each and every one of these players.
Where is Akros going?
Crash there from Akros, that could make
Where's
the difference.
Dansky going?
Into the checkpoint, and with this, Louis firmly in 1st place. It's Lupat actually, you know what? Gifted the 2nd place due to that crash. Akros actually sniping there.
It's gonna be Dansky 2nd.
No wolves.
That
went all over the place.
I think one person actually kept their nose clean. That round was an absolute disaster. Flames declaring an entire buffet of gears. Yeah.
You gotta sauce them up.
Yeah, in the overall context of this match, we are getting somewhat closer towards a resolution. It's only 2 rounds away now for Wales to potentially go and pick up the win. And I would say they have seemed like the stronger team. We immediately see gearing issues from Dansky and Chris. Blue pad, yeah.
Just getting the no slide, very unfortunate there.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Or no drift,
I think we've seen it basically every single round we've spectated on this match, and someone has got that no slide. I mean, Chris got it last round. It's a scary one.
Yeah.
But in this round, it is Louis who's looking for strongest, leading for Flames. Of course, as I say that, he proceeds to make a mistake. Putting this round really into England's hands here. They have Flames up in 1st with a reasonable lead. Dansky 2nd, Chris actually in 3rd as well.
Yeah, small glimpse. Kroos actually getting close to Chris. I didn't quite catch it on, but you can see as Kroos actually hitting the wall there. Was getting right behind Chris, but yeah, unfortunately just a bit too wide. It does manage to hit the wall and crash out. And it's going to be an ace for
Yeah.
England right now, and evening up the score once again, 3-3. Honestly, both teams very much closely matched to one another. Wouldn't be surprised if they end up in the same division with the way both teams are playing skill-wise. Not sure which division it'll be, but I do predict both of them ending in the same division.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty rough for whichever one ends up kind of taking the loss this game.
Yeah.
That's gonna look worse than their twist than they probably deserve, because both teams easily could have been in a position to win this match, but they're still particularly quite...
God,
What did I miss? What did Acros
crashed
do?
just right before the plastic. I mean...
Oh, dear. Well...
3 players remain.
Yeah, I think it was towards the beginning of the last round said Wales look stronger. Not anymore.
Nope.
Loads of mistakes coming out from the Welsh side, and from Louis and Acros in particular. The players you'd expect to be faster. I mean, Lupad? Upad? Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Seems to be having a very good round here. Leading the way, but it's not really going to matter because the only people who Acros and Louis are fighting with are each other.
Yeah. It's not going to quite cut it. Again, it's maybe something could happen on the platforms, but even then, the distance is quite large and no issues happening on the England free side. So 2-3-4, that is going to be enough. We do get another AT on the board, but that is only one that we can afford for this one. And so it is 4-3, England 3, looking to even things out 2-2. And I mean, I do think there is a potential for Wales to still win the map, but not with the starts that they've been having thus far. I mean, Louis looking to be the most consistent one on this one, but even then, 25, it giveth, if taketh. And you know what? When the turns are coming, when the drifts need to be set up, you can bet that it's going to be a lot of people crashing into that corner right there. And we go from 6 players to 3 players, just like that. And once again, in favor of England. It's only a Crows left in the running, dueling things out with UK Flames. But numbers 4 and 5, Upad and Louis, would still have to mean the Crows gets first place. He needs first place right now to draw this to a 4-4. And you know what? Sometimes the pressure is just a little bit too high. The Flames are just too hot to handle. And it is 2 players from England Free currently in first and second. As long as they keep it relatively fast, I think they can afford some safety. But looking like we're going to a map number 5.
Yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed here. Only 2 more turns for, Flames and Dansky to navigate. They make it down, drop down. I think that might be one of the fastest rounds we've seen on this track so far. A low 119 there. But, yeah, that feels like a case of what could have been for Wales, to be honest. They looked so good in some rounds, but it just didn't come together.
There you go. Chris exits stage left. What a chat. Wins the round, not the match, drops the mic, leaves without an explanation.
Yeah, you know the game's still going, Chris.
Yeah, we're not done.
There's more match to go.
Still got to play 19. So full speed will be our concluding style of this match. And we have some other results that have been dropping in. So curious how the full speeding will go. I mean, Akros is there, so I do expect things to go pretty fast on his end. But who else on the squad will be able to bring the heat, if you will? We can still finish on schedule, right? Right. Yeah. No, definitely.
No.
Yeah, no. It's only. Yeah, no, definitely. Mm-hmm. Is this the last match going? I think it is, because we have results. Netherlands 2 versus France 5 is a 3-0 win for Netherlands 2. Netherlands 1 continuing that streak against Turkey with a 3-0 win, though, with a close 21, 5-4. Belgium won, winning against Spain, putting them on a 2-0 scoreline overall. That is a trio win. Latvia winning against Belgium too, though, so unfortunately not both teams are able to get the W's in. It's trio for Latvia. Singapore winning 3-0 against Germany. Not what I expected, but that is what it says.
Talking about German team, I'm guessing got some weak players this time around. I'm
I
gonna go out on a limb and say I
check
don't
who are
think
playing,
that's gonna be, you know, Marius, Granadi, Massa, Dexter, you know.
I think this. Who do we have? Floppy Driver, Mutex, Philip, Yummy, and Pecunia. Yeah, so definitely not your German squad that you would expect.
Yeah, not the usual Giuliano purple group.
No Dexters or any of the sorts. France winning against Romania trio. Not surprised. I think France picking up a W as long as they don't have technical difficulties. I do expect them to win. Estonia versus Denmark. That is a trio win for Denmark. Denmark definitely not coming to just play. They are coming to win. Czech Republic versus England 2. First of not trio scorelines. 3-1 in favor of Czech Republic. And finally, Russia against Netherlands 3. That is a 3-1 win for Russia. So with that, yeah, we are just left with this match. England 3 versus Wales 2-2. Full speed on the board. I see Twitties is playing along. So see if they stay in or just hanging out for the ride. Either way, we know Chris isn't playing because he decided the match was over already.
Yeah. I mean, for him, it is. Full speed, not their specialty.
Yeah. Fair.
I'm not really sure what to expect from many of these players on FS. They're not. None of them are players I particularly associate with FS, but maybe I should. In case of Yepad.
No.
Currently leading away, but loses a bit of speed there. Leaves it to be Acros versus Flames at the front here. No matter what, though, I think the point is going to be going the way of Wales, as Flames goes very right there. Lucky to save it, honestly. I thought he was going against barrier on the right. Keeps together, though, but not enough for anything better than a second place.
Yeah, and I mean, times-wise, 47.6 from Acros. Definitely not the fastest we've seen today. I mean, we've seen 46.9s coming out earlier on. So pace-wise, you know, we even get a PB out of the way. So Flames recovered the line and drove a PB. I mean, that's good eating right there.
Or a lack of practice on this track. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Who knows? No, but either way, pace-wise, definitely not the fastest. I mean, this is the last of the random tracks. Both teams didn't feel the need to ban this one, and therefore it was picked up by the RNG itself. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's a bit of a coin flip to a certain extent. For the time being, though, it is Twitties and Acros on first and second, looking to pick up another round win. Oh, Mert's also coming in to see what's going on, hanging out. Hope he's doing well. Yeah, 47.5s. Again, not the fastest times to expect. Still faster than me, but hey, that's not hard. But yeah, I think in terms of the two teams, totally fine to see a map like this. As you mentioned, both teams not necessarily having the full speed chaps that you would expect in some of the other squads.
Yeah, that said, it is seeming to heavily favour Wales so far. 2 points from 2. See if they can keep this up. Acros, strong start. Flames is thereabouts, but just seem to have a little less speed than any of Welsh players here, honestly. How well can he get a sideways turn? No, not really enough to, you know, set the world alight.
No.
And it looks like, for the first time in this absolute marathon match...
Are we getting the walls?
Oh, we're getting a walls! Hold it together, Wales, you can do it! I can already hear Acros typing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
There we go,
you
we have the
The
walls. The walls is confirmed.
That's what
It's
I
been a
came here
long time
for.
coming.
Uh,
It's
Walls has arrived.
it's beautiful.
No,
It's always wonderful to see a walls.
tear in my eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look like Wales side just the slides of speed a bit more favorable. I mean, Flames was in the mix for quite some time, but eventually just unable to match the pace, leading to that walls. We haven't seen Rebel and Dansky really play a factor as much as they would have liked per se. And so once again, it is Flames up against the world, and if the world means Wales, then I mean that's it's not the biggest world out there. It's not the smallest one either. But yeah, hard to compete with. Maybe driving another PB. Who knows? Who knows? He's looking quite fast right now. Has a first place on the board, a 47.6 solid time, and that's PB times 2 indeed.
Yep. Another PB.
Estonia.
So
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one, Mark Kelly. I love it. I love it.
Smart. But yeah, although I think Flames is playing well, the rest of the England squad isn't really.
Man's driving the match of his
Keep
life.
up.
2 PBs. He's on fire.
The goat of all
Unintended.
time, as Acros has said.
Yeah.
Well, Acros proceeds to go and blitz for competition by like 2 tenths of a second.
Yeah.
Lose a bit of speed through the next section, so it is in fact going to be Twitty's taking the lead from Flames. This is somehow, I think, the best opportunity that England have had in a little while.
Yeah.
Try and keep an eye on what's going on behind. They have lost one of their players, though. And that could be it. Twitty just needs to hold on to first. And they're going to do so.
There we go. 0.4 on the board. And yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of life right there at the end of it all. But to conclude this match, this derby of sorts, we got 1 Wales and we got a W on the Wales side as well. 2-3. And with that, concluding our last match of round number 2. Usually we'd be in the middle of round number 3, but hey, I guess that is just the day it is. And we only are done with round 2 now.
Yep, you do just get the marathon matches sometimes. It happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We made it through, guys.
Well-
We found ourselves at the end of round number 2. Everybody across safely. 2x2. Hopefully you held hands with your partner along the way. Don't want to lose any stragglers as we get on the bus towards round number 3. Has anybody seen Steven? He's right there. No, okay, we're good.
Yeah, we are on our way to round 3. I'm not sure how long it's going to be until it's confirmed. I imagine not too long at all, if that is the last of the matches coming in. So we can go over a quick recap of results.
Oh, God. Go on. I'm just seeing a silly one in the general TSCC. You had to be there, and if you're not, join the Discord. You can let me. In fact, I think that one works. Here you go. Join the Discord. To be fair, best channel still is the TSCC match results channel.
Yeah, but
No question.
trying to understand some of the match results when people just do a terrible job of typing them out is always beautiful.
It's part of the fun.
Of course. Yeah, we managed to pick the shortest match of the entire competition first, which was quite impressive actually. With England 1 beating Slovenia 3-0. Other people who are kind of continuing on the all-winning side of the Swiss so far are Netherlands 2 getting past France 5, Netherlands 1 getting past Turkey, Belgium getting past Spain. So they've really benefited from France tripping up against them.
Mm-hmm.
as I think that completes the set of teams currently with kind of the perfect start. Denmark as well, and maybe Czech Republic. I need to get the full tournament page up. I'm slightly making stuff up here.
Let me see. Yeah, so 2 wins thus far. Netherlands 1, Denmark, Netherlands 2, England 1, Czech Republic, and Belgium 1. So those are our undefeated teams at the moment. Let me see who are not as much undefeated right now. Netherlands 3, Spain, Romania, England 3, Germany 1, and Belgium 2 all have not won a match just yet.
Oh, they'll likely be facing off against each other, so for most of them, that's gonna... Well, some of them that'll change soon. We do have the next set of matches released. And, we can't not. There's Netherlands 1 versus England 1.
Hey,
It's an unwritten rule. Like, I'd love to see what's going on in Denmark, Czech Republic, or some of the other matches. Oh, it's Netherlands 1, England 1.
It's, I mean,
you can't
to be
not.
fair,
It
when we're
is
talking
the
about
grudge
this,
match.
It is a grudge, and not just that. I mean, at the same time, we're talking Seed 1 versus Seed 2. This may be a glimpse into a potential finals, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Based on the players that we have, Netherlands one side, Timmy's, Yasso, Jussi, Marijntje, and Pug, who, I mean, all in all, just great drivers. And then on the England one side, Idolus, Epos, Ryan, Quacked, and Linksy, who we've already seen perform and do a phenomenal job at it as well, giving us the shortest match of round number 2. So definitely one to look out for. I myself very much looking forward to it. Obviously, the bias will be off the charts in this match. Either way, so this time I don't have to pretend to be another country. I am the country, kinda. I don't know. Can you be a? Yeah. Well, don't sweat the details.
Yeah, don't try to read into it too much. No. But as if our blatant opposite biases wouldn't be enough. This is seed 1 and 2 in the competition, Netherlands and England. So yeah, it should be a banger.
Better be.
Yeah. So, we will be back shortly. Yeah, join us in probably about 10 minutes or so for the last match of the day as we attempt to see if we can finish on time, starting with the 2 highest teams playing each other half an hour into the match slot. See you then.
I'll find out.
You've been on my mind. I could touch the sky. Starlights, I'll be running up and down, trying to think about you all the time. I don't really need to apologize. I know, but you're like it. I'll be staying outside, yeah, so I don't think about life, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it. You got me feeling alright, yeah. Every day by your side, yeah. Can you tell me a lie? 'Cause I can't take it, I can't take it.
Every day, I want your touch. In every way, I can't give it up. Anything, just to feel the rush. This just ain't enough. Oh, we make my life go.
9 and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. So I'm addicted to you. Visions of you. Come closer, 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 closer. Come closer, 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 closer. Visions of you. Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrow, but I love that bitter taste.
Visions of you.
Come closer. Past 9 and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right away. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste.
Visions of you.
Think about you a lot.
Maybe I'm indecisive, maybe it's all too late. Maybe I'm just done fighting, maybe. Oh, maybe I'm indecisive, maybe it's all too late. Maybe I'm just done fighting. It's all too late. It's all too late. All too late. It's all too late. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm falling down. Maybe it's me in my head and I can't get it out. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm falling down. Maybe it's crazy. Oh, I almost touched the ground. Touched the ground. Oh, I touched the ground.
Hello and welcome back to TSCC Winter 2025. And we have probably the matchup that's happened the most in TSCC history. It's like
Yeah.
it's the closest thing to a proper grudge match. And that is Netherlands
yeah.
versus England. These two countries often send 3-4 teams. And this time it's no different, but we've got the main protagonists. We have England 1 versus Netherlands 1, seed 1 and 2 of the tournament, and we're getting straight into it.
Yeah, going live. In we go. We got Jussi, Marijntje, and Pug on the Netherlands side. And I believe those are also the only ones who are in server as well on the English side. We see EPOS, we see Linksy, we see Lord Quack, who are currently in first, second, and third place on their map. Pick 14, and Ryan at the moment just taking it easy, looking from the back seat to see how things are going. And honestly, things are going pretty well on this first round. EPOS, Linksy picking up a 1-2, and Quack making it a 3. That's an ace to open things up here between, as you mentioned, this grudge match. I mean, the only other one that comes to mind is Germany versus France. That's one we've seen quite a lot as well. But hey,
Yeah.
Germany is Gemini today, and so I don't think we will get into that situation per se. And so Netherlands, England will be most likely finalists based on seeding and performance thus far.
Yeah. Both teams have looked fairly untouchable. And I'm going to presume we're on the English map pick, given how this is going so
We are.
far.
We are.
We've already seen how good Linksy has performed on this map in particular, and EPOS there, as well as we caught some of their match against, help me out, Slovenia, yes. Of course, we spectated from last time. I wasn't expecting such
Flew
strong
by, I
performance.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being quite a domination. I'm not expecting the same this time.
Oh, we did miss a nice time. Wait, what time did we miss? Was that a 0.2? Yeah, 0.2. 34.2 from Linksy.
Yeah, definitely an up-and-coming player in the British scene who maybe is less up-and-coming and has now just arrived at this point.
People wide arrive. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just here now.
Yeah. Outpacing EPOS there as well to the finish line. Just another 1-2 combination. Bit of an awkward ending there from Lord Quack. Doesn't mean that he falls down to 5th. But even then, honestly, good eating right now for the England squad, showing that their pick was the right pick. 3-0, and honestly, Netherlands won not having an answer to what is being put down by England. And with a crash early on there as well from Jussi, I think this round will be more of the same. It would require a first, second place or a first, third place for Pug and Marijntje to make something happen. But again, Linksy and EPOS just leading the charge ever so slightly, but it is that difference that is crucial to the result of this match thus far. Again, Quack just trailing behind just a little bit. Marijntje with a touch, actually, and Pug on third place. That's going to be another 1-2 combination. Honestly, it is just 1-2 after 1-2 after 1-2. At some point, you got to think, man, I should probably block these body shots, but nope. Netherlands one just keeps taking it, and it is 0-4. We are looking to finish up map 14 very fast in this manner.
Yeah. Epos and Lengthy, absolutely untouchable here. I wonder whether this... I don't believe this was England's pick against Slovenia. I think
this was a random map, correct.
Yeah, I think it was a random map. So they might have been so impressed by their performance here, but went, you know what, we look more stable on this. So, was this random? Was it random
last time it
25?
was random, yes. No, it was random because they picked 16 with the Fiesta.
Yes.
It was 19, then 16, then 14.
Yes, I remember. So yeah. Also, just remembering how 16 went, I can understand why they didn't pick 16 again. No, but it's a confident first match for England there.
Yeah. So far, I think going as they anticipated, expected. I think Netherlands 1 squad maybe not too worried about how this one went. They'll take it on the chin and they will try and recapitulate on 13. And I mean 13, a very tricky tech map, honestly. I mean, it is a blue series, but there are some treacherous turns, honestly, in this one. Particularly when exiting the roadblocks and getting onto the platform surfaces. Those turns in particular are where you can very much gain or lose quite some time just because of the way they're angled. This was one of the popular picks during the Province Cup for well, you know, all the Dutch provinces, and so I'm not surprised to see this one coming out as a pick from the Dutch squad here. I mean, their fastest time here is a 41.425 from Yossi. That's good enough for 15th in the world, and then having another couple of 100 spots from Jafso and Pug. Now, Jafso is not here. It is Marijntje who will be covering, but even then, that is a 41.7 that he can field. Honestly, that's good eating on a track that is as techy as this one.
Yeah, and no one really on the England side stands out to me as particularly strong tech players. You know, there's not like a Jadon in here. Or, you know, tech is... We just don't have many super strong tech players in the UK, to be honest. It's just how it goes. Like I said, I know it is something that Epos has been more focused on, so I'll be intrigued to see how he can get on here, but it does make sense as a Dutch map pick, at least from my point of view of, like, if I was picking against England, yeah, pure tech might well be the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense as well, just looking at the random maps, and I mean, it makes sense as well, 23, 24, 17. One of the bans that we did have for this match was 21. Again, another tech map, and I believe that was banned by England as well. Yes, that was England banning that one, 21. So, you know, taking that tech out of the way, but still getting some tech in return. For 13, at least this one isn't as precarious as 21. 21, very, very tough one as well. A favorite in that Dutch tournament that I've been mentioning quite a few times already. But it gives us a good insight on what to expect, right, from the Dutch squads, the maps that they've been playing. And even though it was early on in the season, you know, sometimes these favorites tend to just stick around. And a good start for England initially, but we're losing some players along the way. Epos still in first place, and Idol is now getting into the mix right in front of Marijntje, but Jussi is there to hunt down. This is looking, well, just from the get-go, a lot more favorable compared to 14.
For a second, I thought it was going to come down to a good focus team battle of Marijntje versus Idolus, but yeah, Marijntje is going to extend the lead quite a bit after Idol clipped, and this round will be going way of Netherlands, but not particularly comfortably, you'd have to say.
No.
Benefited from an early crash from Lord Cracked, and a slight clip from Idolus stopping them challenging for Marijntje, so, you know, but a point on the board is a point on board. It matters less how you get it and more what you get it.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta get in there, and especially after losing the first map 0-5, any and all rounds will do. I'm not sure if the lag was just on my own or everyone else's, but as I lagged, I did see a crash happening from Marijntje right there, and
yeah, I got I felt a bit of lag there too. I'm not quite sure what that was, but we've lost 3 players now, and it's 4 players. It is just...
It's a bloodbath.
It's basically a Epos left on a clean run, idle. Also on a technically clean run, just not as fast. And this one will be going the way of England after that.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an awkward one.
Yeah, very strange.
Maybe the server doing a little bit, lagging urine as well. Yeah, it seemed that was just cost some. Well, the round did not go as smooth. Yeah, like I said, Marijntje I saw in the middle of a turn, and then right as that ended, he did crash. So for the time being, 1-1. Regardless, though, I mean, Epos is doing a phenomenal job, just giving the pace high. This time, though, Idolist with an early crash does mean that it is a 2v3. But still in favor of England, despite the number not being quite so. Yossi coming into second, Lord Quack trailing behind in third, and it's Spurgen Marijntje who need to catch up right now. And Epos with a crash.
Ooh, Epos
but you know what? Sometimes you don't need to catch up. They just come to you. It's worked out. Yossi still could be overtaken depending on how risky he takes this finish, and Lord Quack does try to snipe to get at least into first place, which would have made the difference with Epos and Idolist on 4th and 5th place, but wasn't able to do so. So Yossi and Pug on 1st and 3rd does mean that Marijntje can slot in any position he wants to, and you know what, 6th place, that's a-okay. That's 2-1 in favor of the Netherlands.
Yeah, this map is slightly favouring the Netherlands here, but it is too close to call. I think we've seen a few too many players coming out from England's players. We saw, Quack, I think it's crashed on 2 out of 3 rounds. We've had an Epos crash that round. So, England really being pushed here. This time, we got clean runs from everyone, and it's just Doctor who has ended up in first place for the time being with Marijntje nearby support. It's going to be real tight as to whether or not Justin can hold on versus a charging Epos carrying a bit more speed, but it's not going to be enough.
I mean, Marijntje got the attack in
yeah,
there.
That's a big
that
Marijntje who, goes best for him. Good race coming out. That is, 1.5 attempts separating the top 4 there. Very, very good round. Going the way of Netherlands. They move 3-1 up on their map pick.
Yeah, looking for 2 more to get into the random map pool 1-1, most favorable position you can get considering how 14 went.
Ooh,
and Epos with an early crash there. That is something you love to see as a Dutch player right now. Idolist and Lord Quack are still in the mix, and Lord Quack actually does get in first place on the checkpoint, but goes quite wide, whereas Yossi, Pug, and Marijntje all taking a bit more of an inside line, able to get a little bit more speed to their favor out of the road as well. And this turn in particular, it is quite annoying because of that little drop down. You could end up in a bit of a no slide situation, but everybody making it work, getting their ducks in a line, and Lord Quack getting in 3rd, but it is Yossi, Marijntje and Pug on 1st, 2nd, and 4th. So another round for the Netherlands, and it does seem that the one round that they've lost, bit of lag in the first round, to be fair. Also, bit of luck, but honestly, rounds 3, 4, 5, they're driving phenomenally.
Yep, that was definitely the strongest round I think we've seen from the Dutch side.
Yeah.
But this time off, Epos decides not to clip early on, or Quack there as well, so we're going to have a close round on our hands with any luck. Yossi versus Epos, so tight here.
Marijntje also looking to somehow get in between. Ooh, loses a bit of speed there, allowing Lord Quack to get a bit closer. And actually, Lord Quack with the overtake. That is 1st and 3rd at the moment, but Yossi needing to get the snipe. Oh, this is going to come down to it. Epos hits the wall as well. Loses a bit of speed. Not enough for him to drop down from 2nd, but not enough to get into 1st. And, I mean, Quack, we already saw crash out early as well, so I think even if Epos got 1st, it didn't really matter too much. It would have been 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But instead, 1st, 3rd, and 4th to the Netherlands. And with that 5-1, it's going to be equaling up the score line 1-1. And we move on to our first of random maps 23. We will be driving on Walshio.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything, Eric, but, I'm not production, so...
What have I done wrong?
I mean, it was a 50-50, you know. Colors aren't
Oh my...
matching the...
But you'll confirm that, you know, we even had a big long chat before about how useful it would be if you
Yep.
could set custom team colors
Mm-hmm.
on the overlay. There we go, swapped it round. Yeah, high quality production for this event.
Oh, I must remember, 22 is the wall riding one. 23 is the fragile.
Yeah, 23. If we were talking about kind of old World Tour maps that reminds you of, what was the name of... It was in the 2023 map pack. Or in the kind of first stage of that. Where the identity of it was kind of driving over these kind of grass ridges with fragile.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
What was that track?
Coming
Because
back to me.
when I played this track the first time, I went, oh, it's... I got like Heartache or something in my head as the name, but I'm not sure. If anyone does remember,
Oh,
do put me out of my misery here. But
I have to look.
yeah, I need to load them all
I see
back
the
up.
name. It's like, oh, it's that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah. But yeah. I also got the impression when I first played that this would be a map that I honestly thought England would do quite well on, particularly the likes of EPOS. This feels like one of the closest campaign maps I've played to being kind of like a modern comp map. You've got this.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Forest Climb.
No. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
My parkour.
No, definitely not. Parkour had ridiculous finish.
Yeah.
I just remember Pack had a nut line on it, and Celery dominated week one with it.
The 2022, because that was duos.
Yeah.
No.
We'll
Warm-up
have a
is
hunt for it
over.
at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we should probably focus on that. Slow down. I think that was it.
May have been, yeah. Oh, it's been a while. It's in my mind. It's during the Challenger and the Premier, I guess, the normal world Grand League.
Yeah.
Era.
Yeah, it was. Well, the duos version of that. Anyway, Marisha has been the only one to really keep their nose clean here. Getting through the first round unscathed with 57 flat. Behind that, it's Timmy's picking up second. Very
Timmy's
very
got
tight
it.
race with EPOS.
He wasn't here yet. Now he is.
Yeah, it turns out the Netherlands do have more than 3 people.
Could have fooled me. Yeah, one of the wall inspectors himself making a way in. Yeah, Timmy's. Yeah, I do think this is probably. I want to say this was his best if I looked correctly, but every single time I do, I keep clicking away the times because I keep looking at other things. Just very, very, very smart, right?
Ooh, idle. All
no,
over
it's
the
not
place
his
there.
best. Or is it? No, it's not his best, but even then.
Well, in this round, it is EPOS absolutely running ahead.
Yeah, he's on a tear.
Yeah, the rest of the team, but I'm not sure it's going to be there to support necessarily. Idle had a pretty rough time early on in the track. He has recovered up to 5th. And it shouldn't matter though, because it looks like Cracked is going to just, by the skin of his teeth, hold on to 3rd. He really tried not to, but he did make it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's that turn in particular, right? It's definitely one you can take safe, but yeah, the ones that do risk, and the risk when it does pay off can net you those very, very favorable and powerful snipes, honestly. But if you do fail, oh yeah, no, you're out. You're pretty much dead in the water. You will crash into the wall, and everyone else will be able to overtake you. So, you know, take that risk with a grain of salt to see how much it will pay off. But for the time being, this first round of map, even Stevens, 1-1 though. This round, again, very much in favor of England. Lord Quack with a bit of a jump right there. Does get fragile, does end off into the sunset, and Idol into the tree across the reactor section. And it's just 3 players remaining. Epos in first, who, well, is dominant in first. Jussi and Marijntje on second and third. And with Marijntje, a little bit of an awkward line. Does mean that Lord Quack is a bit closer. A bit more closer
well,
than
but
he
a bit
would like. In
closer.
fact,
He's
there he is.
overtaken. Yeah,
But even then...
even then, it's going to be an England round.
Yeah.
That ended up being pretty defining there. It is nice comeback from Quack against Marijntje. Yeah, rough end costing the Dutch outfit there.
Yeah. 1-2. Just from the get-go, some unfortunate mistakes leading to the situation. At the same time, Epos just doing Epos things right. Firmly in first, getting those 6 points in. Always a massive boon.
Oh yeah, having Epos on your team is it's a bit of a cheat code almost.
Yeah. See though, fragile section once again. This is always a bit of a risky one. Like, how much do you push? How confident do you feel not going over the edge? And I mean, Jussi and Epos, tit for tat, just side by side. Epos does get a bit more of an inside line out of the grass sector, but Jussi with a bit more speed because of going a bit wider, and they're pretty much neck and neck once again, though. Epos has been able to make up the distance by about a car's length, and starting to get a bit more speed into the final sector. Marijntje also now part of the party, and Epos pretty much gets the drift down cleanly, but needs his team. Idols on 4th place, so with 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place, all Dutch names. It will be 2-2. Yeah, nice even map, honestly. We'll see how 24 goes. I mean, I don't know if 23, we're already seeing some gaps between the players, but at the same time, you know, there are some close fights. I'm curious how 24 will go. We will be going to 24. That is guaranteed. I just don't know how the ice will treat us.
Yeah, it's really hard to judge for that. I have no idea what to expect from the ice from this set of players. And it's a proper kind of old school pure ice map. No messing about there. But
Yeah.
this round, it is Epos once again leading the way. Jussi tucking into a fairly usual 2nd place is now starting to feel like. The rest of the Dutch team is their support this time around. If I can get the camera onto Timmy's. That's close enough.
Yeah, Idol's trying to get into the mix of things. So far, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, Dutch names. So Epos may be first, but he needs Idols to get a bit close. He needs Quack to also get into it, but unfortunately, no such luck. Bit of a conga line towards the end, and a lot more, you know, closer between all the players, but the results hasn't really changed from last round. And with that 3-2, the Netherlands does lead for the first time on this map in particular, and maybe able to, you know, get the match into their favor if they keep the momentum this way. Jussi is doing a phenomenal job challenging Epos throughout these turns. I mean, Epos still, you know, solid first place. But there is that risk, right? There is that challenge. There is still somebody constantly trailing behind to put the pressure on. Just making for, honestly, some good rounds.
Yeah, ooh, Timmy goes flying a bit with a fragile Idolus also having a rough time there. So we have the almost guaranteed 1-2 of Epos and Yachty Doctor there. Marijntje quite commonly found in 3rd place as well. So I think the almost the protagonist of this round could be Lord Quack, who's going to have to try and catch up to Marijntje, but I don't think it's going to happen this time around. 1 drift left to go. Not much more time that can be gained, and this round will once again go the way of the Dutch.
No, Idol is actually getting 5th.
Oh, what happened to
Hey, the
Timmy's?
difference, I'm not sure what happened to Timmy's.
What happened to Timmy's? We
Well,
lost
either
Timmy.
way, he lost a point. And with that, lost the round. Free to free. It could have been. It maybe should have been, but yeah, Timmy's hasn't been able to perform as well on this track as he may have expected from himself. Just, I don't know, just not able to get the lines down as cleanly as the rest of the players are able to do so. Also now finding himself in the 6th place, and again we did see with the fragile section causing some errors that may have been, you know, a continuation of sorts. Though this time makes his way through unscathed. Idolist does have to deliver a little bit.
Rancho's all over the place. Timmy's clips as well.
Yeah.
This round is looking like it's a pretty done deal.
Yeah.
It will
Pretty clean.
Yeah, it will most likely be going for way of England. Jossie, once again, continuing this 1-2 streak with EPOS. The pair of them just so ahead of the rest of the pack in terms of consistency and pace, it feels like, but stuck in that order, unfortunately, for the Netherlands. But yeah, we move.
I don't think I've seen EPOS drive. I mean, outside of the one mistake that he had, drive time other than 56.0. He's just been driving 56.0s.
Yep, he'll do that.
No, very, yeah. It's like he professionally plays the game.
Oh my god, what could you possibly be inferring? That he's a pro player?
Surely not. Surely not. In this economy, this timeline. I mean, he's not even playing Beacon. Can we really call him a professional player?
True, true.
Yeah. By the way, once again, the player
Oh
himself
no!
with the barrel roll. What was that?
Yeah, no, maybe we can't call him a professional player.
Oh no.
Oh dear, that did not go well at all.
Not at all. That would have been the round as well. Lord Quack and Idolus on 3rd and 4th, though, with actually Timmy's overtaken in the end. Would not have made the difference. Would have still gone to a 4-4 scoreline. And so it is the decider to see who will be able to get themselves into match point. Especially with 24 coming up. I can very much imagine that both teams are like, man, do I really want to try and win it on ice? I don't know. And the first crash is there. It is Quacked from the get-go. Hits the wall at the start, and so it is a 2v3. EPOS will have to slot himself into that first place once again, but it's up to Idolus to get into at least 3rd to make something happen. Again, the Fragile is still there. The Fragile can still cause some issues, but thus far our top 3 is making their way through relatively clean. Timmy's and Idolus also getting through that. But Idolus needs to get closer to EPOS if the England squad wants to win this round. This time no barrel roll though. So that's an improvement.
He's in a better position, but I think the only way that England can win this round and therefore win this map is from a mistake by Jesse Doctor or Mauritia, and there's just not enough track left. There's only so wrong you can get that drift, and both of them nail it. So there you go, we get a 55-9 to wrap up what has been a brilliant performance from EPOS, but sadly the rest of the team not able to hold it together. And this round goes, well, this match goes 5-4 to the Netherlands.
Yeah, that 2-1. The ice is looming. The ice will be arriving, and I do expect Bug to be here. I mean, he's a great bobsleigh player. I believe his ice is if not the same. I think his bobsleigh is probably better than his ice. I'm not quite sure. We would have to ask him. But ice as a whole, just in general, whenever it comes to slippery, slidey surfaces, Bug is a very, very strong player on those surfaces.
Meanwhile, from the England side, cue the clown music. I gotta be honest, that isn't filling me with confidence as to how England are gonna get on.
The response. I mean, yeah, I mean, Idol says it himself. Well, you know, that's it could be. It could very much be. I mean, it's this water ice slide that connects into this drop down that very much can lead to some players sliding out. You got the drop down onto the penalty snow, dropping into the ice, going very tight with the risk of losing your gear there. I don't know. It's just a lot of spots in that middle section where things can very much go wrong. The ending, yes, there is the no steer, but as long as your slide beforehand is okay, you should be just fine and speed your way into the finish.
Yeah, as long as you don't come off in a, absolutely horrendous angle.
Yeah.
You have time to correct there. I'd be surprised to see about
Exactly.
taking any casualties, but it could happen.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you're saying that, is it... My English pronunciation, you'd want to call them pug.
Yeah, just go pug. Yeah, no, I mean,
Cool.
it's
We'll
still
just go with pug,
yeah.
Are pugs good on slidey surfaces? Anyone got a video of a pug trying to run across an icy lake or something? But
Sure, there's something out there somewhere. Who knows? I don't know.
yeah, if kind of the death lineup has a player who is strong on these slippery surfaces, it might be quite a good advantage for them. I would have bet on England on the previous track, and on this one I'm not sure I'm willing to, and given the fact they lost the previous track, that makes me a little bit worried. But then we can speculate all we want. Warm-up is ending, well, right about now, as we will get into map 4 of our final match of the day. The 2-1 scoreline favouring the Netherlands. But anything could still happen. Yeah, it's Ryan, Epos, and Idolus coming out for England against Reinschut, Timmys, and Hug.
Yeah, I mean, these first couple of turns aren't necessarily the difference maker. It's from this point on. The watery wheels on the ice. This is where things can get quite dangerous. We can lose some players. So far, everybody relatively clean. There is some difference between each and every one of these players, but nobody fully sliding out thus far. Is this a casualty? Indeed it is! The drop down into that tight right-hander is so dangerous, so detrimental to any any race if you just don't have that one on lock.
Light
And,
Timmy slide out.
Idolus
It's not
as
going to
well.
make any difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, first, Idolus in second, Pug and Timmy's third and fourth. Yeah, it came down to that drop down, and that drop down is so deadly.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a fair few mistakes coming out from all the players, I think, throughout this track. But
It's still ice, definitely.
Oh yeah, it's it's a black ice track, it's probably one of the hardest ice tracks we've had in a campaign.
Yeah.
But it's just especially this wet wheels part. Are we going to see any more casualties this time around? Idol gets it really well, of all people. Ends up closing up into third place. Hug almost touched the outside.
True, yeah.
Yeah, it
Nice
looks
round,
looks like everyone's surviving so far. Reincher running away with it though. Timmy's maybe not surviving. They're a bit further back. But I just don't think the pace is quite here on ice for England.
Whoa, look at that,
And
53.4 coming in. That's a PB as well from an
Point
edge. I mean, he
41
was
PB.
so fast. He was really zooming there. So I'm not even surprised that, because maybe I still have the chance. Yeah, because his previous was a 53.8. So just shaving off 0.4 of a second. I mean, that is ice in a nutshell. If you do get a clean run, you can be so much faster. And it was very obvious as well from the way that round was unfolding how much he was able to get the lead in, and with that also securing the win for his team alongside Buch. Timmy's having some issues with the ice. Once again, does find himself in a tough 6th place. Hits the checkpoint. Oh, did I say 6th place? Idol is apparently a bit further behind. Did not catch that. Apologies for that.
Yep.
But we lose another English player on that drop down ice, and Epos the only one left in the running, and isn't first, but missing the team.
Yeah, it's gonna be too little overall though. Epos should hold on first here. It's just Idle and Ryan too far back. You get the feeling if all the English players could drive at kind of their consistent best. Maybe they could put up a challenge here, but for now it looks like it's going to be comfortably orange map.
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a... I mean, I mentioned it as well during our... well, before we went live, is that whenever you don't ban a map like 24, right, then odds are random will do it. I mean, that's
Yep.
just how it works. I don't write the rules. That's just how that works. As Idolist finds himself in the tree line, it is up to Ryan and Epos to make an impact. It's very awkward to always say my own name while casting these things, I will say. It's not me, though. It's a different Ryan. We'll see. Dies once again out of the running. Epos, the only English player left alive in this round. And will unfortunately have to settle for another round loss. It would have to be a reverse sweep at this point for England to get back into the match to even up the score 2-2. But I do fear that we will not get as far to see a map number 17 with the way things are going.
Yeah, I think this map obviously just won England a very weak out. They should probably be kicking themselves a little bit over the previous map, because they could have won that. I think that's where we'll look at the problem, as well as just adding this to the maybe we should ban it list.
Yeah.
If they're gonna struggle this much for consistency. That said, the first mistake doesn't come out from an Englishman.
No.
That is, in fact, Marancho going into the wall, so we've lost one player so far. Epos and it's
enough?
Ryan in the lead. Oh! Epos is not in the lead.
Nope, that gear definitely went off the track alongside his car. And Ryan, once again, that slide out happening in the exact same spot. So despite the mistakes on the Dutch side, the mistakes on the English are bigger. And it is Bug and Timmy's who are in first and third. Idolist is in the mix, but there is no one else inside. So it really comes down to, well, all three Dutch players finishing. And that'll be enough to win the map and win the match 3-1. I mean, it started out like a slaughter was about to happen, a 5-0 win from England on 14. But from that point on, we had some close matches, some close maps, I should say. But unfortunately, the ice came in and, well, kind of caused England to slip up, if you will. Flat on their face.
Yeah. I don't know
Let's
if
go,
you...
baby! Woo!
This is something that perhaps only other people in England and in the UK can associate, but the tiniest bit of snow or just a small bit of ice is enough to cripple our travel infrastructure for weeks, potentially. So, yeah, seeing England get tripped over by some ice, not that surprising. That said, these two teams are likely to face each other again at some point next week. So I'll be intrigued to see how the rematch goes. You know, you might have won this first round, but we'll get you back.
Definitely, I agree with that. I do think that this is a match waiting to happen once again, and yeah, obviously with the way 24 went, as you say, that most likely will be a ban. Next time they face against one another, maybe some other picks will come in, but that's something for a possibility for a later time. Obviously, we don't know necessarily where things will go. And with match results having been posted a little bit, I think there's just a couple of matches remaining in this first day of this edition of TSCC. Because let me just check real quick. Who do we have? What do we have? Our first result, Spain versus Germany. That is a 3-0 win for Spain. Estonia winning the match due to a schedule conflict on the Russian side, so they forfeited the match. Slovenia versus France 5. As we all know, France 1 versus France 5. You never know which of the ones are stronger, but in this situation, Slovenia being the stronger one, just in general, winning 5-0 against France 5. 3-0 in total, but 5-0 in each and every one of those maps. Romania winning the match against Belgium 2, 3-0. Netherlands 2 winning 3-0 against Belgium 1. Once again, proving that the Netherlands is better than Belgium. You're welcome. Then Wales against France. Don't think too surprising. France winning that one 3-0. And then the match we saw just now, Netherlands 1 versus England 1, 3-1 win for the Netherlands.
I'm not sure what matches are still going to be going on after that massive match dump. Can't imagine there are too many,
Not a
so
lot.
it's
Yeah.
probably just a case of a few struggling matches going on.
Ooh, we still have Denmark, Czech Republic happening.
That could be worth hopping into.
Maybe we can break in. I'll let you join first, and you can let me know if it's even necessary.
Yeah, I will join in a second.
Outside of that, other matches we still have ongoing: England 2 versus Singapore, Turkey versus Latvia, and Netherlands 3 versus England 3. So there is still another Dutch-English fight happening in a different server. I do see Huba BB typing away, so I assume the Turkey-Latvia match has concluded. Or at least is about to conclude, and he's maybe already typing out the results. We'll see that coming up in a little bit. I believe both teams are 1 win, 1 loss. Yes. So either one of the two teams will be 2-1.
Yeah, right. I've joined into Denmark, Czech Republic, and there are no players in the lobby.
Okay. Well,
So I'm gonna go after them and say I think that match is finished, and just no one's actually typed it in yet. So
yeah, I am inclined to agree.
I think.
So then we still have England to Singapore, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be going on.
I will. See. Join like, here we go. Woo. Okay, didn't make any crash. They are in the middle of a round. It is 2-2 on 22.
We can hop into that.
Yeah, they are in the middle of the round, so I will.
Yeah, let me know when the round is done. Well, I'm definitely not here very hurriedly trying to make a Singapore flag. It's really cool when we get new teams in, but sometimes maybe my folder of flags to display on stream doesn't include that flag. So.
Yeah.
Yep, I will hurriedly work on that. Well, let me know when it is safe for you to join.
They're right now onto the ice part. I'll just do a radio play-by-play. It is currently Quips in first place, Spider on second, and Quips actually making a bit of an error exiting out of the ice, allowing Spider to get into first place. It is second place going to Quips, third place Ice, a Mansquip truck, and we'll need another English player, number 4 or 5. Spider coming in first, Quips on second, Mansquip truck on third. It is Pat on fourth place. So first and fourth currently Singapore, and fifth place is the deciding one. It is a Singaporean native. It's Tryhard Nubs. I guess the other nub in Archie in this case did not try hard enough, leading to a 2-3 scoreline in favor of Singapore. I don't know the overall scoreline, but we are on map number 22, so perhaps I can assess this based on the pick and ban. This is map number 4. They are currently on map number 4. So one of the teams is 2-1. That I can guarantee you. Which of the two? No clue. Just use Fallen Flag. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're kind of different. There's a difference, you know. That's fair. You keep sorting out. I'll keep talking over. Spider and Manskip Truck currently in a fight. Spider from Singapore, Manskip Truck from the England squad. Triad Nubs for now on third place, looking favorable for Singapore entering into the plastic sector. No differences happening thus far. May come down to the ice slide into the jump out We'll see how it goes. Spider slowing down a little bit going into the ice-allowing Masterskip truck to get into first place. So Spider on second will have to hope to get a bit more speed out of the jump. And Masterskip truck actually crashes into the wall, allowing Spider to get into first. Archie does slot into second. And with Pat from Singapore on third, we get into the final two wall rides. Fight between Pat and Skip truck does go in favor of truck. Truck on third, Pat on fourth. But again, the Tryhard Nubs comes into fifth place, another round the way of Singapore. It is 2-4 in favor of Singapore now on Winter 22. You just got to imagine the track with me, y'all. I hope you do. There's a lot of wall rides. There's some ice. There's some plastic. There's some dirt. But for the time being, it's looking like it is map point for Singapore. Players once again off the line, taking the inside in between tree line on the grass. And none of the players very much able to get away from one another. It is Pat and Spider currently in top three alongside Quips. Quips actually slotting into the first place sector as we find our way on screen. And now our first wall ride. And it's Quips and Masterskip truck actually getting into first and second now. A nice close fight happening here, actually. As I don't have to talk as fast anymore. It's happening now.
Yep. At least to some extent. There we go. This England 2. Do we know what the score is? The overall score?
No. It may be over if Singapore wins here. It may not be.
Well, we're going to find out. We have a Singapore flag, and it's almost cut off the entire thing, but makes it distinctive. So, that's great. I might need to readjust that slightly.
I don't know if I mean, is it already on stream as well? Because I don't see the overlay. But we don't know the score, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-1. Okay.
2-1. All right. There we go. So this is yeah, Singapore currently in position to try and even out the score 2-2. Just need one more round. We'll see though if they'll be able to make that happen. Thus far, it's I mean 22, right? You've got the wall rides, you've got the ice slide exiting out into the dirt, using the plastic to straighten your car out, which can cause quite some mayhem. But thus far, I mean, everybody relatively close together. I mean, Archie, the only one falling a little bit behind, but with this Skip truck, what a name, Skip truck. It's a bit like Man Bear Pig, but not really.
What? I think Bodie's lost it.
Yeah. I mean, for those who know Man Bear Pig, they know, but that just betrays me being old. It's relevant. I swear. Man Bear Pig for some people makes a lot of sense. We know. Oh damn. You caught me. Just look up Man Bear Pig after this.
Well,
it's exactly what you think it is.
I don't know what I think it is. I'm just concerned, to be honest. Either way.
4-4.
We now move 4-4.
Oh, to Singapore.
Oh, to Singapore. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay, yeah, well, there you go.
I blame players for poor communication, not my ability to read. Yeah, this is actually, this kind of been a comeback time for England too, keeping their hopes alive here. But now it is Spider looking to break the England 2 hearts though. And Tryhard Nubs there as well. So, two of the top 3 positions currently filled by Singaporean players.
Yeah, I mean, the pace as well is looking phenomenally. Just threading the needle each and every one of those turns there as well. And I mean, this is a long track at the same time. Ooh, Tryhard with a slight touch. But Pat's right there to try and recover.
Yeah, Starlight is going to have to overtake Quibs here. think that's the only way this goes well for Singapore. Or Spider is going to have to get past Manskip Truck.
Yeah,
Neither
not enough
seems to have
space, not enough
happened.
time.
And, such a good opportunity thrown away there by such a small mistake there.
Yeah,
DGG's
so,
coming out as this moves us 2-2, I believe.
Yep. Yep. Does look like we're moving on to our final map of the match, and I think this is our final match as well.
Yeah, I
Let me
can't imagine
double
any
check.
running past this time. It's going to be 4 by the time we're finished.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I do have to be somewhere at 6, so I'm still okay.
I mean,
you know, time differences and whatnot. So but,
what I'm
yeah.
really looking forward to is next weekend. I'm going to be casting
Mm-hmm.
this. And the day should wrap up about 3 if things go to plan, which they didn't today.
Nope.
Then I'm going to the Red Bull LAN.
Oh. Well, there you go.
So I'd really prefer this not to run over because
Yeah, yeah. Fair, fair.
I'll leave it quite tight on timing to put it gently. Because I think doors for that open at 4. So if this finishes at 3, that doesn't give me the most time to get myself over. But
Ooh, I'm just looking at the results that we had from our, well, the remaining matches before we jumped into this one. Turkey, Latvia, Hubibi was able to finish typing the message, wasn't left on red. It is a 3-0 win for Turkey. England 3 versus Netherlands 3. A bit of revenge taken for the match we saw earlier. That is a 3-2 win for England 3. And Czech Republic versus Denmark, one of the matches. Well, both teams have won 2. It is Czech Republic, unfortunately, losing against Denmark. And that is a 3-1 win for Denmark. So Denmark, 3 wins. We have Netherlands 1 with 3 wins. And then let me just double check. Netherlands 2 with 3 wins as well. So
great, wow. They just get lucky with who they were facing against, or is the Netherlands 2 teams just kind of stacked this time?
Wow.
Bit of both.
Yeah, maybe, could be. Bit of, you know, bit of column 1, bit of column 2.
Okay, this isn't the car I was expecting for Spider. He has a pure black TMNF car.
Yeah, I was looking as well. Right? I mean, the skin loaded in, right? But I guess it. Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Me, but there's much. Someone's gone.
Archie's out of there, and we have extra.
The wrong number of.
Singaporean player. Um. 3v4. I'm just gonna ask 3v4. 3v4.
Well, I had it summed up today, honestly.
Bit of miscommunication happening, I guess, on the Singaporean side. Yeah, yeah.
Miscommunication, you don't say.
Let's see if yeah, hello. I'd say yeah, just
Is there a reset angle?
think it's as long as both teams are okay with resetting.
Yeah, that's
But yeah.
oops.
Bit of an oopsie, bit of a yikes.
Yeah. We just gotta reintroduce everything that's going on. We are into the final sub-match of this day of TSCC. We have Singapore versus England 2. They are on a 2-2 scoreline. This is the last of the random tracks, and this is definitely the first time we have loaded this up. Because the players definitely know how many people should be on a team. Who thought they were
Clearly,
playing who
obviously.
isn't going to be playing now, you know? That's the...
Yeah.
If I had extra warm-up time, yeah, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's the whole play.
Both teams 1-1. No, are both teams 1-1 scoreline? I think this is the exception. No, both teams are in fact on a 1-1 scoreline. So, will be a great way to end on a positive note for today. I mean, Singapore was pretty close to winning map 4, actually leading 2-4 on the map, but unfortunately was unable to stick the landing. And so 17, the dirt track will be the place to make things happen. We'll see how much these players dare to go to the outside, because it's going to be very, very crucial, especially for that ending. I mean, it's not quite the dirt uphill that we have seen in past competitions, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I can definitely see mistakes happening. Just, it's almost awesome for just tiny clips. Against, you know, the kind of outside dirt line. Says, yeah, plenty of mistakes that can happen here. As Spider is demonstrating in warm up.
Gotta get it out of the system and warm up.
Yeah, Matt has an innovative new line.
Ooh.
Honestly, carrying some decent speed with that. I'm impressed.
No. Making his way through. He should be able to get, gets to jump down, but hits the wall. Aye. There goes the speed.
That's a rough one.
Like, few seconds remaining in warm up. Here we go. First time on 17. Conclusion between Singapore and England 2. Which one of these two teams are going to be able to end their day on a positive streak? It's going to be the big question. I mean, we have Manskip, Truck, Quibs, and Matt on the England 2 side. Spider, Starlight Pat, and Tryhard Nubs on the Singaporean side. Thus far, favor goes towards Singapore, with Spider in the lead, Matt on second, and Pat on third. No,
yeah,
Tryhard Nubs, and also getting into the mix. It's the wall, though.
Yeah,
but it's slow down section, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best place you can hit a wall here is around that bit. But it's quite a tight round here. Got Matt leading the way, but if Manskip Truck can get up in third, which he does, that will secure the round for England.
There we go. Quibs may be coming in 6th, but that first and third will make the difference. 1-0 towards England. That is, I believe, 4 rounds won in a row. We may be moving on to another map. Technically 5 if you count the lost track, the last round. But even then, I mean, the pace-wise, honestly, both teams looking relatively similar, but we saw just a couple more mistakes coming out of the Singaporean side. But their start, once again, looking nice and clean. Pace is nice and high as well. Pat and Nubs currently on first and second, but Matt, Spider, Truck, Quibs, all within, well, shouting distance, really, if not talking distance. I mean, you probably have to shout with the sound of the engines going as hard as they do. But regardless, a nice close fight. And Matt, once again, coming out on top in the second half of the track. Not quite sure what it is that he is doing differently compared to Pat and Nubs. But Pat, once again, with that inside line there, losing a lot of speed, will allow Truck to get a lot closer than he would have liked. This time, not enough to overtake, but with Spider in 6th, that is going to be another round for England.
Yeah. I think the speed loss wasn't a consequence of the inside line. I think that was for hitting a wall, unfortunately, for Pat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the Singapore, you know, they've kept England honest here, but they haven't got any round wins to show so far on this track. So, they need to start getting some points on the board and quickly, because the momentum is very much with England here.
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't look too good there for Charred Nubs sliding the way out, but Matt and Quibs.
Ooh, double
Where
crash
did they go?
Too.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is only Manskip Truck up at the top. Well, Singapore seem to be in a very comfortable position here. They have, you know, 3 of the top 4. They've just got to not throw it into barrier, not lose a second to get down to Quibs, and they will pick up their first round win in a little while, it has to be said.
Mm-hmm. There we go. First, third, fourth. Good enough for a round. 2-1. Still in favor of England, but relatively precarious, right? That single round very easily could go the other way. But this one came down to a couple of mistakes. Perhaps, you know, it was just a fluke. Just a little oopsie. And England will be able to rally back. It was quite unfortunate as well. There was two players at the same time, and this time around it is one of the Singaporean players crashing out. It is the tryhard one with Spider and Pat currently in the mix to try and fight things out. Pat goes a bit too wide, hits the wall, and it's only Spider left standing for the Singaporean squad. Matt and Matt. Yeah, I think that's the one. Matt. Currently in first and second, and Spider not able to find any space to get any closer, especially with Quibs also just trailing behind on fourth place. This looks like a done deal at the moment for England to pick up round number 4 and get the score up to 3-1.
Yeah, probably most comfortable looking round for England so far. Yeah, it's definitely pointing the way of England here to be able to wrap up. It's a bit of a marathon match.
Yep. Can imagine the players also maybe getting a bit tired, considering the delays. Apologies, but sometimes that's just how these days go. Yeah, I'm sure some of them were able to rest in between. Kinda, who knows? No, either way, getting back into the match itself. Doesn't look like Singapore, the Singapore squad is as comfortable on 17 as they when we got into the match on 22. As a crash occurs, we lose one of the players there in Spider. I believe Tribe Ups we already lost earlier on, so Pat is the only man left standing, and it may be a first place with the pace that he is showing. Does get these outside lines beautifully. And will it be enough? It is enough for first place. Matt trailing behind by about 400ths of a second, but it's all English names behind Pat, so that is another round. And with that, match point set up for England to Singapore will have to win 4 rounds in a row for them to eke out a win and end on a positive note. See, though, it's every round matters, every turn matters, and thus far, Spider and Nubs haven't been having the best of times.
Yeah. Both these teams, of course, 1-1 currently. In terms of matches won and lost, so it'll be a reasonable swing. Kind of put yourself in that top half of teams going into tomorrow. And it looks like it could well be England doing it this round. I mean, all 6 players are very, very about to, but the first mistake comes out. And it is by a Singaporean player. So, Matty leading Starlight Pat, who also goes to the wall, and that is as good as done. England just need to cross finish line, and England to pick up the match win. Finally ending this third round of Swiss after some absolute marathon matches we've had.
Oh yeah.
In fairly comfortable fashion, and I do feel for Singapore. I think they were 4-2 up on the previous map and just seemed to capitulate from such an advantageous position. It's rough.
Definitely. I mean, it came down to it, and sometimes it is the closing part of things that is the hardest, right? All of a sudden, you are in a position to win. You know that if you just drive one more good round, you get the W here, and that may be too paralyzing, right? That may lead to some unnecessary risk or lines not going the way you usually drive just because of the situation itself. Regardless, though, it's a great performance from Singapore. Unfortunately, not quite enough to get the W there, but another 3-2 match in the books on this Swiss round. As you mentioned, concluding round number 3. And at the end of it all, the teams at the top, Netherlands 1, Denmark, and then Netherlands 2. We have our 2 wins, 1 loss teams in Belgium 1, England 1, Czech Republic, Turkey, Estonia, France, and England 2. Sorry, Slovenia, almost missed them. France won, though. I mean, because of that first match, missing a player, losing against Belgium 1 does put them in at the moment, position 9. But plenty of matches still be played tomorrow, so I don't think that'll hurt them too much. I mean, on the other side of things, teams that ended up in a negative number: Singapore 1-2, Wales, France 5, Latvia, Spain, Romania, Russia, and England 3. And then finally, our losers of the day, can't unfortunately say it any other way, as it is 0 for 3, Netherlands 3, Germany 1, and Belgium 2.
Oh, I think that is a wrap on Swiss Day 1. I will be back tomorrow alongside Key. Boney getting a tiny bit of rest from casting. It's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. So yep, starting off at 1 p.m. GET. Oh, yeah, so it's currently in
CET. Yeah, CET.
Yeah. I guess add one on GMT over here, but
Exactly.
Yep. So yeah, be there next time, and yeah, look forward to catching you for what should be some more good Swiss stage matches.
Enjoy. See y'all. Well, I won't see y'all tomorrow, but
yeah,
I'll be around in chat. Maybe. Who knows?
That's it.
All right.